sorry that you feel that way. I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome, and so happy to have you here for day 3 of 19 of the 1500 Invitationals. We got 5 more rounds of action, mayhem, and to be with you today. But before we get too much into that, for those of you who aren't quite as to who, I'm RedEyes, your ever-lovable and adorably cuddly caster, bringing you that daily dosage of butt kickery, tomfoolery, and antagonism. And I am not alone. I am joined by my co-caster. Introduce yourself.
What up, everybody? My name is Swinns. Welcome again. Like RedEyes just said, we are on day 3. I am very excited, Red. I'm already thinking about people trying to get those reses off, man. I'm hype. I'm really excited. We had a lot of different plays the last 2 days, so I'm excited to see what today brings. What about you?
Absolutely. Well, there's a lot to think about. One thing I'm definitely interested in eye on is 19 esports. They were dominating the scoreboard yesterday, and I'm curious to see if they're going to be able to manage to do so today. We're going to be starting the day off with the same way we're going to be ending, which is with an Erangel. Now, what exactly needs to be said about Erangel? Well, it's basically like the off-bred love child of fucking Miramar, because it is the perfect middle ground between those two extremes, which leaves it fairly reliant upon the flight path to determine what sort of early game you get. What kind of flight path do you think will be most ideal for participants, Swinns?
Ideal is always down the middle. Actually, kind of, as you were saying yesterday, that side path, a little bit not exactly center, that's giving the whole top map open for the teams. I think that was actually a really great playing path that we saw, but as we always know, center is best. So we'll see what happens. Yesterday wasn't giving us some great playing paths. They were okay, not great. We'll see what happens for sure.
Well, here's my take on that. I think day 1 was 4 out of the 5 maps were almost perfectly central flight paths, and that was just a little too easy going on the participants. Gave them a little too many options. So yesterday had to even out the playing field just a little bit. And truth be told, I'm hoping for a couple more of those today. That some low flying flight paths that just really limit the participants' options, giving us some early game altercations.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for a little bit too. Those low plane paths, we might see some contention today from a lot of teams that want to get back up onto the scoreboard into a higher position. They might just want to go really aggressive on day 3 and just go all for it, which I want to see some aggression. That's really what I want to see. I want to see teams just start hunting people down. That'll be a good time.
Well, that all depends on the flight path, Swinns. And let's, speaking of which, let's go see what we're working with. Okay, not a perfectly central flight path, but ideal enough to leave a good number of drop spots open. It gives the participants a fair number of options. I'm going to say military base looks a little obvious, so we might 1 or 2 teams there, but not too many is my guess. I'm betting we're going to have some more later jumpers, but as you can see here, we got the B-Town boys getting an early jump, the Knights getting an early jump, as well as the Panthers. So we might get some more loving at military than we previously thought.
Yeah, I don't think that I've seen Knights jump this early so far. Yesterday on Erangel, I don't think that we saw them take military at all during those 2 games. So this is an interesting new play for them.
Not only that, but they're actually taking quite a spread out approach here. That might put them at a bit of an early disadvantage. We'll have to wait and see. We also see Wall Street bets jumping over members of Lazarus, also very close by Pro Era. Pro Era looking like they might be heading outside bets to the Georgia Pole area. Both and South are options for them. Yo seems like they are going to be occupying North Georgia as well. Oh my.
Go ahead. What's also interesting is that what we've seen so far is Ghost land in a perfect 4 every single time. Ghost tends to is by himself and Pachinki. We have never seen Ghost really split up like this so far. I mean, they're getting cars and they're going to regroup, but very interesting. Everybody's taken a little bit of a different strategy today. I'm ready for it. This is going to be fun.
Absolutely. Boy, I'm curious to see what's happening, up at the Georgia Pool area. We got Boring Protocol and Pro Era looting on opposite sides of North George. They might be about to clash into each other in the near foreseeable future. We also see King Hua of the Illuminati driving around towards the Pachinki area, where he's going to have to watch out for multiple members of Ghosts.
More than watch out for Ghost. He's going to drive right by Wall Street Bets too, and also kind of maybe going to rotate around where a lot of other teams are still rotating, trying to get their compounds too, which might not be best. Nah, he's going to go for school. Looks like he is going to regroup. Definitely not trying to get an anchor position this early, especially when they have a good zone like this. Everybody pretty much in zone besides a couple of teams. Looking really great for everybody right now.
Absolutely. And here we have eyes on Pro Era in specific, and he's got him Scar DPS combo, and he is close to Fame Boys from Boring Protocol. Close enough to where Fame Boys is showing. Not close enough to where I think that they're going to square off just yet. But it is absolutely something to keep on down the road. And look, Syndicate already going after Pro Era Hugh and getting a knock, leaving it up to Seagut, Lolo, and Pan.
Yeah, and they're pretty spread out, giving that isolation an advantage. Sin across the water, though, don't know if they're going to fully push that. They might just take the knock and let Pro Era know that they cannot cross this bridge over to him.
Well, that is one idea. However, I see Asen from Syndicate making his way over. And look at that. He does get the thirst after all. I believe...
Oh, the aggressiveness.
Yeah, that'll be our first kill, first kill of the game. And look at this. Ghost yet again has Pachinki all to themselves. Same page.
I'm really...
Different book, same page. No, same page, different book. Either way, Ghost is at Pachinki again.
They have a little bit of trouble. Nova is sitting on the hill above them, not on Potato Hill, on that other northwestern hill, I guess you would call it. Ghost Spec a little bit under them. Don't know if they're going to run into each other, but right now looks like Knights is setting up to maybe do a little bit of bridge camping on the other side.
Ooh, you're right. They might just be.
Yeah, all three in the vehicle like that, all as we know, can be so dangerous this early in the game. If you run into a team and get all of your team taken out like this, it's not ideal.
Yeah, and but that is there's a flip side to that coin. If you're all in multiple vehicles, and one of you gets knocked, your teammates being able to come for a revive or help give you are a lot slimmer. So it's a mixed bag for sure. All right, I see Nova working their way on the southern portion of Pachinki, not too far away from Ghost, not close enough yet for an altercation. And that brings me to been mentioning for the past few days is that what we're dealing with here in a league like this is 4 out of the 5 maps that we're playing are going to be larger maps, which do leave us with these pockets of passive time. And it really is to be expected, as I've said repetitively, but a passive early game always translates to a more action-packed and climactic mid or end game. So, however, we are seeing a lot of teams clustering here toward here. We see 19 Esports, Wall Street Bets, Nova, Ogilvy, Ghost, and Illuminati all crammed in the center of zone. Chinky.
Yeah, speaking of that mid-game aggression, we might see if teams really need to start moving after the zone shifts. We are going to see a lot of aggression start to come in. It's amazing to me that we haven't seen anybody fully run into each other yet. All these teams taking great positioning around each other, about the same distance away. Not too close, not too far. Going to keep some great distance in between each other. Actually,
the early stage of the game, you would think.
Yeah, for zone 1, this is definitely what you would expect to see for the first zone. Nobody, like you said, those early game aggressions I don't think we're going to see in the very first or second game. People really want to see where they can get in placement before they just start going in full sending, I think.
Yeah. That does leave me curious as to where our first real altercation is going to be. Syndicates was able to get the first kill of the game, but we haven't had a touch of action yet since then. So I am curious as to where our next altercation is going to be from. Could it be between Ghost and Nova? Could it be between Ogilvy and the hit list? And speaking of the hit list, we got Bob and Billa here with a Scar L Uzi combo. Ooh,
Trying to get eyes on somebody. Yeah, with that 6x, beautiful. I love the 6.
No doubt somebody from Ogilvy that he's trying to get in his sights.
Just on a little bit of a lower compound, though, I think that the hit list may not be able to really get full sights unless Trickster fully peeks that for a good second. Or maybe just gets lucky and sees somebody running through the courtyard, but he's got to stay up for a little bit longer than that just to get some great eyes on him.
Oh my, and you know what we just had happen is taken down by a member of Wall Street Bets. They do have some space. Ghost does have some space between themselves and Wall Street, so it is very likely that they're going to be able to get a replay. They do so. Spec is revived and about. Beowulf with a Mini 14, well equipped, looking for some retaliation. And here's HH24, 6x ready on the M4 as he puts some burst fire down. Not really finding the connect shots he was hoping for.
Maybe not just trying to get a connection, maybe just trying to keep him back for a little bit longer while his other teammate gets fully healed up, fully boosted, prepared for a fight, so they don't have a disadvantage in this. Interesting, Ghost is split into a 2v2 as well. I think we saw that yesterday for the first time from them, but taking over both sides of Pachinki.
Oh, that is something Ghost is, I think, fairly well known for. I've said it time and time again. Ghost is the kind of team that knows how to handle their aggressive play, both with one another and know how to handle a solo situation. So they are comfortable to the point where they are, fairly active with giving each other a little bit of... Oh, and when we see Wall Street Bet, Steve-O putting the shots going down at the hands of 19 Esports Leon's in. Sam, below half health. We got Kinga trying his best to put some cover down. There you go, scoped in.
I think he did a good enough.
Go ahead.
No, sorry, you can go.
Oh, we got Drago scoped in with a 3x M4. Not really getting the connections yet. Seem to have a little bit of an angle here where he might be able to get sights on Carnage. I've never
right off the bat, 19E. I love it. That's like one of my favorite skins. 19E though, very smart in what they did. Got themselves a kill, decided to keep on rotating down, got themselves that hill advantage right in the middle with new zone too, shifting in. A great spot for 19E to be holding. Wall Street Bets is gonna have to,
Oh, I was gonna say, we got a Knights who are camping the bridge. They are squaring off as we speak against the Panthers. I am very curious to see what happens there. We got Illusion down, leaving it up to Frady, Plush, and Legal. And that is an elimination on Illusion. However, Chico from the Knights has been taken down. And ooh, Coop's taking some serious damage to follow. Xenox able to take Frady down, and Frady is eliminated, leaving the Panthers down to half their original members. It's Plush and Legal.
Alucard trying to throw these side shots, doesn't have an idea that Legal's rotating right on the side of him. Using that ridge to his advantage, gonna get out of there knowing that their team is not in a good situation.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate having to leave a teammate behind, but this is, as I said, this is one of those long haul, placement absolutely are critical. Legal knows it, and so does the rest of the team. So he's doing what he's got to do to try to keep this team alive for round one. And look at this, Knights taking the lead in terms of kills. They've got 2 to their name, 19 Esports and Syndicate also with one each. And that's it for the action that we've had thus far. So that just means one thing and one thing only, Swin. It is going to get popping towards the later end of the game.
That's exactly what I wanted to. The aggression, I'm so excited for it. I cannot wait to see these teams. They have continued to stay right in the midst of each other, not really moving too far away, keeping that same distance as we saw in the beginning. So, as you said, we are going to get to see some great action coming up here, and whew, that's all I wanted.
Absolutely. All right. Now, where is the next bit of confrontation going to come from? We have so many teams relatively close to each other, just not quite close enough. It could be something between 19 Esports and Boring Protocol, potentially.
This new zone shift, though, Pachinki, Ghost, if they re-rotate and take center of Pachinki right now, they have control of the zone, and they have been doing fantastic so far in the last couple of days controlling that area, as we have seen. They do not have any kind of problem getting those angles, finding the right hallways, pushing around, and getting a knock one by one. Those isolations, man. It's been beautiful.
I'm getting a little bit of word that my mic is cutting out.
Oh, the Illuminati trying to get some shots off as they hear 19E right now taking on Boring Protocol. 19E, Acer, and Leon, they are a little bit hurt. Acer down to at least 5% health. Boring Protocol, a full 4. Only one of their members barely hurt a little bit. Rotating now around. Gonna get a new angle over here on 19E. I don't think they know, as Bob Fameboys is trying to keep the heat on this team and make sure that they do not see the rest of the team getting out of there.
Yeah. And here we got King Hua with the 6X M4 trying to get eyes on members of Lazarus. Looks like Lazarus will be able to work their way away and claim a little bit of safer real estate. Tuning in to Pro Era as they drive in between members of Ghost and Illuminati. Driving right through the thick of it. And looking like they might be intending to try to meet Ghost.
Meet them, take their spot. They are going to try to do something without losing at least more of their people. I think they are down to a 3 at this point. Ghost is still a full 4.
You're absolutely right. Okay, we got
Yo
Spray
over here. Yeah.
Well, yeah, looks like Yo is working on Protocol pretty heavily here. Spring is down, leaving it up to Spray, Iris, and Jay, and oh my, Spray and Spring are both down. Iris and Jay remain. And here we have Fameboys working that beautiful combo, the 4X DP.
Love that Tesla for a fight. It's so silent, so creepy.
You know, close patience. We got Godsent and Lazarus here. Just
I was gonna say Lazarus was taking a pretty late rotation. They might have ran into some trouble, and it looks like they did indeed. Godsent took out 1 for Lazarus, leaving them down to a 3 and stuck in the blue as they try to just rotate out of here as fast as they can. Getting on a bike, dangerous. Those bikes are fast, but they are crashable.
Absolutely. Okay, here we go. Trey putting the shot down. 3X M4 towards Lazarus. And then look at that. Jack able to take down Joey.
Salt, did he just run over Fears like that? Clipped him on the tree?
He did.
Oh, so bad.
An angry Jeff Gordon. And look at that. Telly taking Jag out and quickly Thurston. Trey getting Telly in return. And here we have Leon from 19 Esports with eyes on King A from Wall Street Bets, getting ready to cook up a throwable. Can he connect? And King A with some to return, and he gets him! He gets them!
Beautiful.
That was absolutely perfect execution, perfectly cooked. And here comes King A to reap the rewards and get the thirst.
Perfect execution as well, as they did come in on a third party on top of Yo. Iris stuck in the blue, hurt. Jay, the only one left in a car going for zone. 19E came over here and they said...
Yeah, we got Acer, the last remaining member up for 19E, and he is in quite a predicament here as he is being pushed on rapidly by King A. Whoa, what a nade that was almost, if he had just cooked that a little bit more and had time to. King A is downed, and goodness,
Ow.
Acer is downed by his own nade, unfortunately. Yo is eliminated, 19 Esports eliminated, and Lazarus eliminated. Putting Godsent at the forefront with the most kills here, 4 to their name. Wall Street Bets trailing by just 1. Keep in mind, Wall Street Bets reduced to just half their original team. And
Right now, I think we do. Yeah, we have the hit list coming up right now on top of Nova. Nova preparing for this fight, spreading out a little bit. We can see Rin and Shifen staying over in the back, going to give them some back coverage as Yi pushes up right below the hit list.
Twins, I gotta ask, is my mic breaking up for you?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. I DM'd you about it.
I will set up another mic after this game then.
Speaking of them coming in, the uphill advantage did not work out for him. The hit list came in, taking 2 of Nova out at one time. Shifan very hurt right now. Rin knocked as well. It is on Shifan, holding this wall, trying to make sure that the rest don't come around. All of them keeping a formation, not going to let Shifan get out any peeks, and that is going to be it. Shifan definitely gets a knock on one, but not before they get knocked themselves. Sadly enough, we are going to see another team get taken out. Like you said, these late to mid games are going to get so aggressive if we don't have a lot of fights in the beginning, and we are seeing it.
Absolutely here. And now we've got Ghost, not too far from Godsent or Illuminati. The hit list with a nice little Overwatch angle on Wall Street Bets too. And oh look, Godsent Trey doing work on Illuminati Landland.
Godsent having yeah, they're having some problems of their own. B-Town's coming up.
And yes, and they come up, take Salt down really quick. Grave with the M4, leaving Trey as the last one up for his team, clinging to this little shack for dear life.
Hopefully gonna work out for him because that shack is right outside his zone. He can just inch his way in if he gets the opportunity to. With Illuminati's and Ghost right there though, it's gonna be hard.
Look, the B-Town boys have Thor getting a knock of his own. Alright, Wall Street Bets pushing up a little bit closer towards the hit list. We got Baba cooking up a nade here. Jat G is knocked. Godsent has just been eliminated there. And can his nade or Molly connect? Baba is
Drago
down.
coming, and Drago came in clutch right at the right time, came up the other side behind them, decided to get a side flank, gonna try to heal, maybe take one more down. Unfortunately, he was at such low health that he didn't even have time to get a res or to even get some good shots in.
Bob and Billa not fooled for a second by Wall Street Bet Drago's prone. He saw him, was ready, and had a jump shot ready with that Uzi, taking him out. Now, 6X RL has eyes on Syndicate with a nice Overwatch, but he's downed instead. Luckily for him, Z is right there, ready and waiting to get a revive.
That's going to be a hard push for them. They do have 3 teams, Pro Era, Ogilvy, and Syndicate on the outside of zone where they're trying to push in right now.
Wow. Tensa just wrecked Seagut there. HH24 with a beautiful finish on. Okay, World with a 6X M4, getting eyes on Ogilvy, putting some shots down, taking his opponent down to half health, but I don't believe he's going to be able to get that finish. Illuminati is out. And Syndicate, Salty, taken out by Alucard via M4. Almost thirsted as well, down to about a third of his health. Luckily, Rad is there. We got eyes on the B-Town boys, specifically Beast switching over to Alucard here from the Knights. Ooh, he might be able to get an angle on the Panthers. Probably not. They seem to be clinging to that sniper tower pretty hard. But from this little perch on the roof, he could potentially get eyes on Syndicate as well. Maybe even on Ghost if they peek over that hill.
He's going to need to get into this new zone that has came in. Teams are blocking him. They're going to need to basically come over this hill where we see these teams spread out, basically gatekeeping him at this point.
And we just saw Beowulf with an amazing UMP spray just wrecking members of the team. Now, we don't have much of a zone left here. Not a lot of space to hide, and not really any take in.
I don't think there's any compounds left in this final zone. Ghost, though, getting a great spot right outside, pretty much on the edge of it, on top of a hill. So they can see everybody right now if they come up in any kind of direction towards them.
Oh, and look at that. The Panthers taking the tough way out, eliminated by the Knights. Oh, pardon me, not eliminated, downed by the Knights. And Legal is actually able to get Coops with a nade. World from Syndicate downed as well. And look, Beowulf just still perched up at this little height elevation, just picking him off with that UMP. And look at Tensa with a nade, taking down Syndicate Salty. Now for the Thirst. Can they stick it?
Beautiful nade. Might be a little hard for them to, yeah, because if they... Not hard for them to get the finish on this team, but hard for them to stay in that position with B-Town holding the direct other side of the ridge. They definitely know that Ghost is up there. I think they're going to keep their focus, though, right now on the Knights. Try to even out the numbers, make it at least go down a little bit so it is a full 3v4? That's right, yeah. One of Ghosts did go down, so yeah, it would be a 3v4.
Right. Yep, we've got ourselves the 3v3v4 Ghost, Knights, and B-Town. Currently, we have Ghost with a nice, healthy 9 kills on the board.
You know, they have had, though, control, basically, of this zone the entire time. Taking Pachinki as their home, as we know they do. Zone blessed them. Pachinki blessed. It only moved a little bit. They're still right outside that area, so they have been having a great time today on this map, at least so far.
Now, one thing that concerns me and also kind of excites me is seeing B-Town Boys Beast a ways away from his teammates. Thor and Grave are off to the side, and Beast, as long as he, you know, can somehow work his way into zone without being too noticed, could get a great angle on members of the Knights.
Interesting zone right here. Very interesting zone. The Knights are going to have to come up, use all the utilities they have so that they don't get seen.
We say it time and time again, Swinns, but you cannot understress the importance of smokes in this in-game. Not for any map. Oh, okay, Grave cooking up a nade. Remembers a Ghost. Ah, it was close, but not inflicting any damage. He's got another one ready to cook up, though. And faring a little bit more optimistically with this one, taking Beowulf down to half health.
Ghost is playing this very smart, though, not knowing where the rest of B-Town is fully. They haven't really gone and fully peaked to a point where Thor and Beast can get a full knock on him.
Yeah, Ghost is not going to offer up any easy opportunities to get a headshot.
No, but they definitely got one there. Thor getting knocked down pretty low by, I believe, HH24?
And Grave just staying dead still. Maybe not dead still, but being a sneaky little snake.
He's a little sneaky snake.
And gosh, there's just no room to hide anymore. As Grave
No, but
literally
right now,
proves what I just said incorrect.
yeah, Grave is in a very grave position. He's gonna have to either rotate back to Thor or take on Beowulf right now.
This is that calm before the storm scenario. And look, Beowulf is down by Grave right there, and then his patience pays off, and Tensa very low as well. And that is a finish on Ghost Gaming. Oh my goodness, Xenox with a nade to end him. That leaves the Knights as a 3-member team. Alucard's down, and they are going for B-Town aggressively at this stage. Coops with an MK14.
Molly's everywhere.
Making it rain fire.
Oh, yeah.
And there's
Oh,
that perspective glitch that we love all too well. And look,
you know,
Grave.
nice.
Oh, I was about to say
Yeah.
he's super to be alive, but he was taken down immediately. Xenox. And then Xenox, in an attempt to get a second down by Thor.
Thor's the only person up for B-Town right now, too.
That's a fair trade because Coops is the only one up for Knights. And look at that. Very little health. He goes for a prone shot and clutches the chicken dinner. Take the dub. Wow. What an amazing performance. What an amazing end. We have got to give it up to the Knight. Coming in first, nice health even 10 kills between the players. We got B-Town coming in second with 2 kills as well, with all 3 of them coming from Grave. Ghost Gaming is going to claim 3rd place with 10 kills of their own. Syndicate grabbing 4th with 5. Coming in 5th, we got Ogilvy with 2 kills. The Panthers are going to grab 6, but with a big fat 0 for kills. 7th place goes to the Hit List with 7 kills. Coming in 8th this time around, we got the Illuminati, and you got to keep an eye out on the Illuminati. They did not have a very ideal round or collection of rounds yesterday. They actually fared last place for the overall standings for day 2. So you can bet that they are going to want to put themselves back on the map, put themselves a little bit higher up on the board today. So they are going to be giving it a much more valiant effort, I'm thinking. Coming in 8th place with 1 kill from AZ. We got Boring Protocol in 9th place with 3 kills. Coming in 10th, Pro Era with 0. Wall Street Bets claiming 11th this go around with 5. 12th place is going to belong to Godsent with 5 kills as well. Nova in 13th with 0. Yo in 14th with 2 kills. Both of those kills came from Iris alone. 19 Esports in 15th this go around. Oof. You know, that's not exactly the momentum that they were trying to maintain from yesterday, but as, you know, I've said, they have put up some great numbers thus far, and they might even be able to afford gamer. 19 Esports, 15th place, 2 kills. And coming in last place, 16th place, goes to Lazarus with 1 kill from Telly. Wow. What an amazing in-game Swinns. What are your thoughts?
You know, we were kind of talking about how useful utilities like smokes and mollies were, and interestingly enough, the Knights really used that to their advantage, was able to come up that hill, took the spot that Ghost had, made it rain down some fire, got some knocks. Even though it did come down to a 1v1, they were able to come out on top, and I think they played that perfectly for the position that they were given with zone and how it came in. Really great job to them on that.
That was absolutely pivotal, claiming Ghost position. They really did have the ideal real estate, claiming the edge of zone, but with the height advantage, gave them all the opportunity that they needed to get that little overwatch, and it just so happened to pan out in their favor. But I'm curious, Swinns, to see how these players are going to take it next game when we switch up the maps to a much larger, much more open type of landscape. I'm talking Miramar.
Oh, I'm so excited. You know, I hope that today Wancho gets that M24, yo. I need to see more of these shots. That shot yesterday we saw on Sandhawk come through. I need more of it for sure. Definitely, hopefully, like I said, that aggression. Hopefully we get to see it here on Miramar, even though it is a very spread out map. Like you said, these mid-game, end games, they are nothing to be taken lightly at all.
Well, if you're hoping for some sniper action, this is the map to look for it on. Miramar is by far the most sniper dominant map that we have, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of action we get into. With that being said, guys, we're going to be back in about 8 minutes with round 2 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals, day 3 of 19. Stick around, guys. We'll be back soon.
Go.
What up,
Alrighty,
what up, what
guys.
up, guys?
Welcome back to round 2 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals, day 3 of 19. We had an amazing action-packed first round with a very, very intense finish there. But I'm curious, as we were talking about at the end of last match, to see how these players are going to fare in a bit of a change of scenery, going towards a much more open landscape. We're talking the desert here, Miramar. What are your thoughts, Swin?
You know, yesterday, the day before, so far, even with Erangel, we really haven't seen a huge city finish. And that's kind of what I do want to see, just because it will be a totally different gameplay than what we've seen so far. Usually, so far, all we've had is ridges, mountains, who's going to get to which zone first, which rotations are going to come in key. But I kind of want to see some other obstacles thrown at these players to really make them kind of sweat, to make them have to think just a little bit harder to get some better kind of plays in. And Miramar really just might be the map that we see that with these huge areas like Los Leones and El Pozo, San Martin, these huge, San Martin's not that big, but these huge city areas. It does have 5-stack and 3s, so we love to see people take 5-stack and billboards. Great places to take. But as long as I just want to see some of that, you know, see some different plays going on. Day 3, let's get it going.
Yeah, you know what? The thing about Miramar is it's such a large map that the odds of two teams landing next to each other is automatically going to be slimmer from the get-go. So that kind of increases the chances slightly for a bit of a slower start. But it's also the most open map that we have in the game, meaning that the odds of you being sniped from 300 meters away is just exponentially higher than it is on any other map. So it could be a mixed bag. The last thing I want to say is that this map really is just so astronomically large, though, that it finds itself almost entirely reliant upon the flight path to determine what sort of early game we're going to end up getting. So with that being said, I just want to go ahead and switch over to the flight path and see what we're working with. All right.
Man, time and time again, we are just going to get these upper side, lower side paths. They are just the theme of the week, I guess.
Well, I can tell you that the participants probably aren't complaining too much about it. They have plenty of available drop spots and plenty of compounds that they can sector off to themselves here. We see some early jumpers. It looks like the Panther is going to be dropping straight down towards Campo Militar. Close by, we see Passion Fruit and Syndicate potentially going to be contesting for Torre Ahumada. Nova heading southbound on the eastern portion of the map, just below Knights, who seem to be dropping towards the Cruz de Valle area. Once again, time and time again, I'm noticing Pro Era and 19 Esports looking like they might be in a potential confrontation early on. They seem to have a similar idea of where to drop these days. We got Boring Protocol jumping northwest, probably heading towards the La Cabrera area. Dope getting sort of a late drop alongside members of Ogilvy as well as Exet. I'm curious to see if that's going to end up being a confrontation down the road. But look here, Ghost doing what Ghost does best, going for the hot spot and remaining uncontested. It is kind of a tale as old as time here with Ghost. They always go for, the action hotspots, and I consider it an open challenge that they're leaving out for the rest of the participants. Just saying, hey, if you want us, you know where we're at. Come and get it.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of early confrontations, though, we do actually have some contention here. Syndicate and Passion Fruit have landed with each other. It's what we've been waiting for. Thank you guys. This is going to be awesome. Salty, though, not with the rest of their team, going to keep a back anchor up on top of the hill. Don't think that they have a lot of great loot right now. Looks like they do have a UMP. Can't say that that is not a good weapon. As you've said, after that buff, great gun to have right off the rip. Looks like Salty might be trying to come back in, but don't know if they will be able to come in contact close enough or quick enough to be able to back up the rest of their team, as we do see Passion Fruit starting to group together and start to push in.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we have Dope Flawless coming up with an M24 UMP combo. Ironically, the M24 out at the ready. So I'm guessing this guy has practiced his sniper TDMs pretty thoroughly here. But we got Peaceful from B-Town posted with an M4 out and ready. And he does put the shots down towards Dope, getting very close to a knock. Oh, but look, their teammate Grave is down. Peaceful is down as well. Flawless got him with the M24.
We are going to start going.
Makes me wonder if Juancho has some competition for that sniper title.
We might actually get to see it today, but right now, Juancho is down. Able to get picked up, but Syndicate is giving them some pressure right now, giving them a lot of heat. Throwables are going out, mollies are going out. The rest of Passion Fruit, I don't think anybody besides Mad Sleepless isn't even at full health. Speaking of which, Enigma goes down.
At the hands of Acepon's nade. We saw him throw that. It was beautiful.
Beautiful nade right there.
Let's both say beautiful one more time. All right.
Echo was going to try to give him some backup. Wasn't able to. Syndicate now pushing in stupid aggressively on this team. Juancho and Seedless have gone together. And did they go out?
Yeah, B-Town has been eliminated, and World from Syndicate getting a knock as well. And this is going to be a push onto Passion Fruit.
Sleepless and Juancho, they are trying to back off as fast as they can right now. They do not want to lose any more members. Being the first team to actually really, besides B-Town, to really get into a full fight like this, they're going to try to stay at 2. Make it to the end together.
Well, as you said, as we were talking about with Ghost, it looks like 19 Esports is actually closing in on them at the outskirts of Picado.
The aggression.
And yeah, definitely we have it. Spec going after Leon and Acer in one spray.
Got both of those knocks.
I'm now we can switch over to 19 Esports and Ghost at Picado. If not, then... Oh, yeah, you're right. We still have Passion Fruit members up. Oh, 19 Esports eliminated at the hands of Ghost right there and then.
Yeah, Syndicate, though, they were hunting before we left. They were hunting Passion Fruit down. They do not want to let them leave as a 2. They're going to try to keep them at what they are, basically, not let them get away.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that leaves us with a little bit of a spread at this point, Swinns, except for Sleepless and the Syndicate boys. Oh, pardon me, Sleepless and Wancho and the Syndicate boys.
They have a far way to go, too. They need to start making their way into zone.
I was just noticing the exact same thing. It might be time to try to sneak back, kind of bow out of that confrontation.
That might have been what we saw the last 2 members of Passion Fruit doing. As they were backing up, they might have been going for a car and might be stuck in a position where they can no longer do so and have to take a fight to get into zone.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious, are the Knights heading towards the center, towards Picado? And if so, I think they're going to be fine because it looks like Ghost is going to bow out of there. That leaves the next closest confrontation, I think, to either be between Xset and Ogilvy at the western portion of zone, or potentially Knights in the hit list, but I don't think so for the latter. So I think... Okay, we got eyes on Pro Air, who actually has a little bit of space. They're sandwiched in between Knights and Nova, but with plenty of space on both sides, so it's really not an immediate threat for them.
You know, immediate threats might be incoming. Godsent, we kind of see him right here on the outside of zone. What we can't see is the Panthers is rotating down this main road into Impala right now, right on to Cura and Nemesis. They're going to run directly into him. Luckily, Nemesis and Cura have gotten into a car. They're going to rotate right now, but we may see them run into each other still.
Maybe. But it looks to me like Godsent is going to be heading southbound into zone, kind of pulling an outer edge rotation into zone. You know what? However, you're right that the Panthers look to be doing something very similar. Syndicate driving southbound, trying to work their way into zone, but are going to have to drive right past Boring Protocol at the northern portion of the map.
And they love those ridges. We have seen it. They love those ridges. It's not a might. They're probably going to see Syndicate at one point driving by.
Yep, Boring Protocol and
Fame
Syndicate
Boys.
like they're about to face each other off right now.
Yeah, Fame Boys has no choice. Syndicate has pretty much they crashed his compound, but then they drove away. Fame Boys stayed deadly silent, and Syndicate had no idea he was there. Yo!
If we could get eyes on Syndicate and Boring Protocol, I'm curious what we would end up seeing.
That or Dope and Exit.
Well, we got Valak working his way into zone. Everyone from Boring Protocol taking their own vehicle, looking like they're not looking for that immediate confrontation here with Syndicate, which, it would have probably fared a little bit more in Boring Protocol's favor. They did have the number advantage.
Definitely did. But they are spread out. Syndicate still pretty close together at this point.
Okay, I'm seeing Knights Alucard creeping in towards Mezexis at the northern portion of the zone.
What I love to see here right now is that we just saw this new zone pop over into Minas del Val, and everybody decided to take an early rotation. I don't think we saw any teams really wait to hesitate. They all got in their cars and decided to start moving, so we are definitely going to see some people pile up on top of each other. I don't think that is without a doubt.
Well, I'm really glad you said that, Swinns, because I think you're bringing up a great point. I think that a lot of teams understand that with a map this open and this just flat, you really do need to secure position early on. There's not going to be a whole lot of real estate working your way in, and so those people who do have those compounds, that little bit of cover, are going to have that natural advantage from the get-go. Now, this is the map that I say this map and Sandhawk especially, it's where knowing the terrain can really make the absolute difference. Knowing your hills and what little bits of cover you have in such an open map that's working itself against you as it is, knowing those little crevices can absolutely make all the difference.
With this zone too, this zone is half mountain.
And
we can see HH24 had a mountain advantage, but was taken down by Yahir from Dope at a
good distance. 3x M4, just an amazing recoil control, beautiful spray. Nesquik needing to
Great
heal
shots.
as well. Another thing that I'm noticing is Godsent and Nova are also close by one another as well, potentially about to face off.
Nova taking some great positioning on them too, taking us basically that east-west-south split. East, north, west, south. I can't talk. What is directions?
Well, we got Y1 here, and he's got a nice little position here to get eyes on Godsent.
As you can see, though, Memory right across from him, getting that other side angle. Yeah. Both of these players basically trapping Kira within their sights.
Yeah, it's called a Godsent sandwich.
I really like what they're doing right now. Shifan and Rin basically taking the same positioning right behind each of these players, just in case a knock may come through. Kira, as I say it, knocked, stuck between the two, sandwiched, as you said.
We got this Nova member right here, Y1, I believe, or Yi? Is it Yi? I believe it's, I'm having trouble reading it. Yi, I believe. He was just waiting for the perfect opportunity. He had no reason to rush it, and he didn't. He did not let his position be known until absolutely necessary, and he capitalized on it perfectly. And then we have Kino from Ezexis down 24, taken down to below half health. That really leaves it up to Akaw and his teammate here, Solly, to kind of clutch this while Kino is revived, and which he is just then. So we've already lost 19 esports yet again, having another rough start in round 2. But as I said, they fared so well yesterday that, you know, this is kind of just evening it out a little bit. You know, they still have such a good shot at this, and they're still very much in the running. Yahir does get Alucard with an AK-47.
I believe Alucard was just trying to rotate in, trying to find a place for his team to go, because the rest of Knights are cooped up at a compound right outside of zone.
And we got Spec with a 4x M16. Coops back up on a rooftop, trying to get eyes on members of Dope. And look, Yahir able to take out Alucard, and that's a quick thirst there. Pro Era having a bit of a confrontation as well, facing off against Godsent as we speak. And look, Seagut getting a molly on Nemesis. And Jag. Seagut takes out Jag and Nemesis both with a molly.
Great angling on that molly. I saw it come through. He had a nasty sight on them. Perfectly executed that. Oh, I was about to say, the hit list and Syndicate also, they are trying to take over this compound for each other, trying to make sure that they get this new rotation of zone, thinking that it's going to stay on these mountain ridges. Syndicate currently trying to just keep them back. Syndicate's not... Salty's a little bit hurt, not too hurt. World looking good, but they are the only two people up for Syndicate at this point.
You're absolutely right. They are just half a team at this stage, surrounded by a full squad of the hit list members. While they did get one knock, it was not enough for them to feel confident in pushing. And so they left hit list to get revived back to a full squad. And that could put them at just a terrible disadvantage here. Their best bet, I would say, is to hold position and wait for a push from the hit list.
Yeah, I think you are right on that. Oh no. World almost lit on fire. Getting pushed by the rest of the hit list right now, just trying to keep that pre-fire in, making sure that, you know, he can get a couple of hits off, maybe get a knockoff.
And here we have it, Syndicate, the hit list, working on each other as Knights work their way down closer and closer to them, coming in for a potential third party. And it's looking like they've heard the shots, they've heard the noise, and they're coming to see what all that ruckus is about. All right, Illusion from the Panthers getting Sleepless from Passion Fruit. World, the last remaining member for Syndicate, clinging for dear life to this staircase, using the smokes as best as he can. All the while, the hit list and Knights seem to be working on each other here. Knights, Coops, able to take out Bob and Billa. And Xenox
Thirst as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, making it down to a 3v1v3 very quickly. World in a pretty weird position right here. He's just pretty much trying to make sure that the hit list doesn't come for him first. Maybe get some lower numbers so that this fight doesn't end up being so hard.
Oh, and he takes the brunt load of that nade damage, being brought down to almost exactly half health. Gonna try to get a first aid off before a rush from Trickster, but oh, he does. He is able to pull it off in time. It sounds like those are some guest shots through the smoke.
Yeah, and I do believe Knights completely took off, didn't want to continue this fight after they came in third party, saw the zone was starting to creep in behind them. Looks like the hit list is maybe starting to do the same. Coming right behind Knights, but they're facing an issue of their own, trying to get this rotation.
Yeah, and Knights having Chico down, they're leaving it up to Xenox and Coops for them. Alright, we got a Ka here. Trying to get eyes on the Knights with a 4x Scar L. He's putting the shots down towards Coops. Oh, and J-Way able to take out Coops' teammate.
Oh no, the rest of Mezx is cute. 24K, yeah, just tried to get a nasty rotation, tried to flank below the hill, unfortunately got caught on the flank by a rotation by the hit list, was taken out as he was just in the open.
Yeah, that's going to be a finish on 24K, leaving it up to, well, I was going to say Solly and a Cobb, but that is a quick finish on both of them. All right, we got World trying to get Trickster, and Trickster says, no, sir. With little health, with what little health he had, he is able to return the favor and get the knock on him just before going down himself to zone.
You know, we have seen a lot of these numbers already dwindle out, and we are only in our 4th zone right now. Look at, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that are still left as a 4.
That's true. And look here, Flawless. Oh, Hitless is eliminated. We got Flawless here with the 3x M4. Syndicate goes down as well. Flawless 3x M4 trying to get eyes up the hill. We got Nova Shifan here. Wow, we got eliminations happening left and right all around us.
I do believe that is because our new zone has popped in and Ghost has complete control of the center on top of the hill. They got it. Just like we saw in the first game, these zone predictions, their IGL is flawless with them, has definitely done the studies on them.
Perhaps he's learned these zone rotations, and you know, as you said, Ghost once again securing the high ground, making all the difference. They're gonna. My guess is they're gonna hold that position until zone shifts out of their favor, and I don't know if it will shift out of their favor.
They had it completely during last game. Pachinki, they had complete control of the zone pretty much during the first 4 shifts like we saw. They are getting it again.
Yeah.
This is a great day for Ghost today.
All right. You got Natsuo of Ogilvy pushing up towards other members. Oh. There we go. Natsuo putting the shots down towards Nova. Oh boy, and now he is in a matter of seconds the last member up for his team, and quickly finished off from atop the hill by Exet kill switch. Spec able to get Pro Era's Pan knocked and thirsted. Chiefin from Nova having to deal with Exet in a pretty rough way.
You know, Exet came in on a pretty early rotation, decided to take the other side of the ridge besides Ghost. It's kind of amazing that Ghost hasn't gotten any great shots on Exet yet.
Yeah, you're right. Now, ooh. Speaking of having that, securing the high ground, Exet has the same idea. They rotated from one area of high ground to another and were able to secure it successfully, giving them a pretty nice position here. However, they are going to have to worry about members of Dope very close by.
I was going to say, yeah, Dope is starting to close in, but they do have the advantage of having this little divot so that Dope can't really fully get to him right now. And as we see, Ghost is starting to give Dope a very hard time.
Yeah,
Knocking you here.
Yeah, Dope is definitely a little preoccupied with Beowulf at the moment as he gets a knock on you here and cooks up a nade for what remains. Oh, but a nade thrown back at him, taking him down to about a third of his health. And look, he gets the nade on Kalu!
He got the nade back on Kalu. Great shot on that one. Polo gonna get a nade out of his own. Are we gonna see the same thing that we just saw? Looking for it. Don't think that we are.
Not quite. All right, as Nova deals with members of Ghost potentially, or pardon me, Dope dealing with members of Ghost potentially.
Ghost has completely bullied everybody out of this zone too. They have it again. Besides the remains of Pro Era, they have complete control.
Yeah, well, you got to take notice. Both Ghost and Exet tied for 7 kills here. Exet, however, with the numbers advantage. Dope not far behind, trailing behind by only 1 kill, but also still a full team. That could be absolutely pivotal for this in-game. And that is a finish on Nova Esports.
A lot of the teams starting to snake their way in, which I think we were only going to be able to see because of the fact that we are on such a big hill. If we were out in an open field, I don't think that we would be seeing a lot of these same kind of... We would, but the smokes are definitely not as heavy as they would be in an open field. That's for sure.
All right, Kill Switch with some throwables of his own, trying to take some damage onto Spec. We saw Beowulf take a brunt load of nade damage just moments ago, take it down to below half health, but was not pushed on afterwards and was able to heal up just fine. And that could have been a mistake on the opposition's part. If you hurt Beowulf, you want him down. Okay. Scarl at the ready. Oh, and he's caught on fire with a molly, and down he goes. Beowulf is down by J7 from Exet. And that is going to be all they need to push up. Here we go.
Oh, Spec able to get 2 down for Exet though.
Yep.
Takes another one down, I believe.
And look, Killswitch with the consistent drop shots. He's the last one up for Exet, doing what he can. Oh, dodging nades, taking slight bits of damage, but he is finished off ultimately by Ghost. And wow, what a finish it was.
Definitely think that Ghost is going to be able...
Ah, you here made a fatal error in trying to go for a thirst rather than attacking the remaining not knocked members. Remaining up members.
Oh!
Okay, now let's just take notice.
By Flawless.
Let's just take notice of the leap that Ghost Gaming has made in the past few moments, going from 7 kills all the way up to 13 just before being eliminated. But let's not downplay the number of kills that they were able to secure in just a few moments.
Oh yeah, definitely taking control of that hill, pushing basically everybody out of zone, making them come and push them. Smart play.
All right, well, we're down to Pro Era and Dope here in a 4v2. All right. Well, let's switch that up to a 4v3, or pardon me, a 3v2 at this stage. And back to 4. Flawless was revived.
Yeah, with them being a full 4, even though Pro Era got the knock, I think it was definitely smart for them not to get too aggressive on that. Knowing that they might not know where the rest of the team is, losing one of their 2 members right now would be very, very fatal. So I think Pro Era definitely made the smart decision not going full aggression on Dope.
I'm gonna say that they're at a position where if they get a knock at this stage, it might be worth pushing. Because that'll put them at a 2v3, and those odds are difficult, but they're manageable. A 2v4 is, that's double the difficulty right there, and it's gonna be tough. This is why, as you were saying, positioning makes all the difference here. And Dope knows it too. They have, truth be told, they have great positioning themselves, using that little bit of hill for cover. Whereas
Yeah,
our boy Lolo only has this buggy.
Yeah, Lolo's going to face some issues. You hear Nesquik smart about their terrain, used it to their advantage, came around the bottom side as we kind of see Kalu and Flawless following along behind them. Going to start taking shots at Lolo. Mollies have gone out. The buggy's kind of close.
And look, Lolo gives his best, but Kalu taking him down with a Tommy gun. And that is an absolute finish. Pro Air is eliminated, and Dope able to put themselves back on the board, back on the leadership spot, securing a win with 9 kills. Great job to Dope, and an excellent in-game. Let's not rule out Pro Era. They were able to claim second with 2 kills, both of which came from Seagut. In third place, we have Ghost Gaming, and wow, what a performance from Ghost, putting up 13 kills between 3 members. Very impressive. The Panthers going to claim 4th place with 5 kills. Coming in 5th, we have Xset. They're going to grab that with 10 kills even. 6th place belongs to Godsent, but unfortunately with 0 kills to speak of. We got Nova in 7th with 5 kills. Coming in 8th, Ogilvy with 1 kill from Natsuo. The Boring Protocol is going to grab 9th place with 2 kills from Fate. The winners of round 1 did not fare quite so fortunate this time around. Grabbing 10th place, we got Knights with 3 kills. All 3 kills came from Coops alone. The Hit List in 11th with 4 kills to speak of. In 12th, we've got Syndicate. They're going to grab that with 2 kills from Ason. 13th belongs to Mizexis with 1 kill from Kino. Passion Fruit in 14th with 1 kill from Sleepless. Another rough go for 19 Esports. We've said it time and time again. We've seen what they can do, and we saw them dominate yesterday. Let's not rule them out. 19 Esports in 15th with 0. And coming in last, we got the boys in B-Town with 0 kills. Wow, what an absolute banger of a match. It was a little bit to be expected that the beginning start of it was a little bit slower, and I think that just boils down to the terrain. It really is just a sheer size of a map, and you got to play the numbers game. So it did culminate towards the mid and end game though, and wow, just towards the end there, a performance from Dope that I haven't seen since day 1.
Definitely agreed to that. Dope, after that first game win on the first day, we did see them fall off a little bit, but we just see they can obviously come back and get it again, and they are ready to, without a doubt. Holding that great placement, did not let Ghost bully them out of the zone, ended up controlling the top of the hill at the end of the day, and really used the terrain to their advantage.
Yeah, I think that it goes to say something that one team can get last place one round and first place another round. Just goes to show just how small of a margin there really is between these teams. They really are all very, very good players, all of which are capable of securing a dub here. It just comes down to, strategy, patience, and a little bit of luck. Alrighty, now let's have a look at the standings here. So currently, we've got Ghost Gaming securing one huge lead here. 23 kills to their name, 10 kills ahead of second place. Second place going to Knights, currently standing overall at second place with 13 kills. And look, Dope managing to shine their way up to the top 3, 9 kills to their name. And fourth, the Panthers so there's a little bit of a gap between third and fourth, but not anything like the first and second place gaps. So we got Panthers in fourth with 5 kills. Fifth belongs to Exet with a pretty healthy 10. We got Syndicate in 6, B-Town in 7th, Pro Air in 8th, Hitlist in 9th, and 10th going to Godson. But Swinns, I gotta say, we've seen all the maps here. I'm ready to go back to Miramar and give it another, go back to the jungle here in Sandhawk and see just how we're gonna deal with a small condensed map. We've seen the open landscape. What about a condensed, very, very vegetative map where you can have so much cover? There's grass to hide inside, trees and boulders to hide behind. You can count on a higher than average number of snakes. So I think we're going to see some snaking, some sneaky moves, and maybe some interesting third parties coming up.
Yeah, we definitely saw actually on the very beginning of the second game, we did see some people get really aggressive and try to contest some drop spots. So we might see it again for Sandhawk with such a small map. We will find out though.
Yeah, and I do want to see Juancho with an M24 on this map again. I don't advise anyone using a bolt action on Sandhawk, but if you got it, you got it. So I would be curious to see if he's able to secure any of those amazing sniper shots that he was able to do yesterday. But anyways, guys, stick around. We're going to be back in about 8 minutes with round 3 of our 5-round scrim night. These are the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals, day 3 of 19. Stick around. We'll be back soon.
Treat me right. No, we don't really know where we're going, but we still wanna see you wanna find it. Say you're gonna treat me right. Say you're gonna treat me right. So you're gonna treat me right. No, we don't really know where we're going, but we still wanna see you wanna find it. So you're gonna treat me right. No, we don't really know where we're going, but we still wanna see you wanna find it. So you're gonna treat me And maybe I don't want your love. And maybe, and maybe, and maybe, and maybe.
Don't have to wait, you know my name. Sunshine and rain, some things don't change. Thinking about the days we were young, girl. Innocent in our ways, we were dumb, girl. When nothing really mattered, I could always count on you. We were young, girl. The touch relieved me breathless, so let me give it back to you.
And maybe I don't want your love. And maybe I don't want your love. And maybe, oh my, you're my broken heart. You're my broken. And maybe I don't want your love. And maybe I don't want your love. And maybe, oh my, you're my broken heart. You're my broken. And maybe I don't want your love.
We were young, girl. You don't have to wait, you know my name. Sunshine and rain, some things don't change. Thinking about the days we were young, girl. Innocent in our ways, we were dumb, girl. When nothing really mattered, I could always count on you. We were young, girl. The touch relieved me breathless, so let me give it back to you.
And maybe I don't want your love. And maybe I don't want.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome back, and so happy to have you here for round 3 of the Trovo $1,500 PUBG Mobile Invitationals Day 3 of 19. We have seen an Erangel match. We've seen a Miramar match. Now let's take it to the smallest zone that we have for scrims, Sandhawk. Now, technically, Livic and Karakin are smaller maps, but we don't mess with those in scrims. So this is going to be the smallest map that we are working with, meaning that the odds of two teams landing next to each other is just exponentially higher. And as we said, you know, this is one of those condensed maps where taking cover means all the difference. So let's go ahead and get into it and see what sort of flight path we're working with. Wow, absolutely centralized flight path. But you know what, Swinns? I said this yesterday. The flight path on Sandhawk really is not as crucial as it is on other maps, because for the most part, you can pretty much get anywhere you want on this map just by deploying your chute early enough.
You are right, indeed. And I think that we are going to see it. A lot of teams already jumping out, probably going to go for their favorite spots. It's kind of interesting right now. I do see a lot of teams clustered together, but with Sandhawk, that is probably going to be a factor of the first couple of zones that we see. As RedEye said, it is very small, so it is very hard for you to kind of stay away from people if that's your end goal.
Yeah, I want to start off with Lazarus and Pro Era, who are at the northwest portion of the map at Hot 10, very close by one another. We see Fears getting looted up as best as possible. He's got himself, he had himself a Vector, I believe. Now we got over to G3. Joey has a Vector as well, and an M4. And what's their move? Are they going to go for an early push? Okay, we also have 19 Esports and Illuminati very close by one another at the boot camp area. And they're not alone.
More than that.
Yeah,
we have way more than that.
We have B-Town on top of 19 Esports there as well.
Yo has also decided to take back 3. So there is actually 4 teams currently controlling boot camp right now.
And Lazarus getting an early start on Pro Era, taking Seagut down. We see Pan here with an M16 UMP combo. Just trying to work his way around. Oh my. The proximity between 19E and B-Town is just practically nothing. They are so close to one another. It's just a matter of moments before they square off, I think.
It really is. What we see...
Go ahead.
No, I was only what I was gonna say is that 19E is pretty much controlling the top half of the main building in boot camp, and BT is just on the bottom, pretty much right there, ready for him.
And what was interesting to see is the spread that Illuminati was taking surrounding boot camp. That was pretty interesting. I think that could be slightly advantageous for them. However, they need to make sure not to leave themselves too vulnerable in a single position.
They actually backed off to 3 and have been taken down. Yo getting a knock on King Hua. Hua?
Yeah. Yep, King Hua, I believe.
Hua. Hua.
And here we have it, 19 Esports just awaiting the push from E-Town. Grave with an M4 of his own. Along with the DBS, I believe. Spray with the Tommy gun at the ready. Trying to get shots on Illuminati, and it looks like they are going to push up here.
Nades have gone out. We do see one knocked for Illuminati. Definitely going to be able to get picked up, though, as we see Yo not really fully aggressing on that knock yet.
Yeah. Jay just giving little peeks here and there. And look, B-Town already eliminated by 19 Esports. And we have AZ going in with a nice little shot taking down Iris. And quickly finished. Jay going down as well. Oh boy, King Hua and AZ are all that remains. AZ with no health to speak of. Illuminati is up against the ropes on this one. And it's almost like Spring is aware of it as he pushes in.
More people pushing in, though, on top. Dope. Team 17 taking that water ridge and now coming around back 3. Same with 19E. Carnage, Sam, and Acer all pushing up through that valley, coming behind on... Oh my gosh, why am I going to do this right now? Coming behind Illuminati.
And look at Spray, just anticipating the push from King Hua, takes him out mid-jump. Now, keep in mind, Spray is out of meds. He's used his only boost, and his level 1 vest is... Oh my goodness, his level 1 vest was almost total, but he was still able to get the knock. However, 19 Esports came in with the numbers and got the elimination. Ogilvy, all the while, perched not too far away on the hilltop, and we see Natsuo approaching with a QBZ.
We have Ogilvy. We also have Xset coming in on the other side, rotating into boot camp as well as Dope tries to take on 19E on the other side.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see that Dope is actually surrounding 19 Esports pretty separated from one another, getting kind of a scoop on them. All right.
Over here, though, we do see Pro Era. They're going to continue to try to aggress Lazarus right now. Lazarus not... Yeah, I was going to say, Lazarus not having the best time. Telly already knocked. Joey goes down as well.
Yeah, Lazarus is up against the ropes here. Fierce goes down as well. G3 is the last one remaining. Can he clutch it? As he pushes up towards multiple members of Pro Era. I think he's thought better of it and has decided, you know what, the team is dead. Let me just try to make a bolt for it. The odds aren't looking great, but maybe I can get away.
Get away and get a new angle maybe if he can, but I think Pro Era is still full force, so getting out of there, like you said, is his best idea.
Now, Dope still entangled here with 19 Esports. You hear with very little health to speak of, and look, Flawless with a nice little overwatch. However, 19 Esports maintaining their position inside the warehouse, not really giving him much of an angle.
Not at all. Not an angle, and they're gonna need some soon because Ogilvy is coming in. They have fully aggressed boot camp now, coming in behind 19E. Natsuo getting a great angle on 3-stack, overlooking 19E as they come and try to push Dope.
Yeah, well, Natsuo also focusing in on Dope. I don't think he's picky as to who he gets. He just wants to get somebody. All right.
Yeah.
With a member of 19 Esports right below him, he's all too aware of Leon's presence. Is it going to be a game of patience? Oh my goodness, what a nice molly. And Natsuo goes to capitalize. However, it's Vayne who is able to get the knock and the thirst. on Leon. Well, you can see Dope pushing over closer and closer, edging their way towards 19 Esports. Pardon me. Yep, there we go. Very
Nade
close.
did go out. Yeah, got very close, did not do any damage. As we see, 19E is sitting on top of these little barrel things. You gotta get a molly or a nade perfectly landed or perfectly cooked at that time to really knock them off of these little towers. Oh, but Ogilvy coming in now behind. They're not waiting anymore.
Yeah, they decided to get a little aggressive now, coming in to push towards 19 Esports and Dope. We got ourselves a little love triangle forming here. Natsuo downed relatively quickly, and look at 19 Esports securing corner positions. Beautiful, beautiful strategy there. One for the knock, one for the thirst, and here we have Vayne trying to return the favor. Rocking that UMP. Oh, Acer taking down Natsuo. Acer taking down Glaz. And
I believe that was it, though.
Yeah, that was unfortunately going to be the end of it for 19 Esports.
Going down in 13th place, having a hard day, like you said earlier, indeed.
But let's not forget the mark that they left. They did lead yesterday in kills, and while they might not have gotten the placement points they were hoping for, they did manage to secure 8 eliminations before going down.
Oh yeah, controlling boot camp like they have during the beginning. I think they took a note out of Xset's book after yesterday and said, this is going to be ours for this game today.
All right. Dope, awaiting the push from Ogilvy here. We got you here posted, ready and waiting with the UMP M4 combo. One sliver of a peek, and he could be in a world of trouble.
Definitely looks like he has a little bit of backup, though, on the hill behind him. So if they do get knocked, or if Yahir does get knocked, maybe be able to get picked up very quickly.
I have my doubts about that. I'm not sure. Oh, Flawless is downed, and he is actually the furthest away, riding the riverbank there. So it would
he's not
require
going to get picked up very quickly.
Yeah, it would require one of the members of Dope to fall back away from the team, leaving them all the more vulnerable, and have to run out into the open at some point. Maybe they could run and get behind the hill from behind the warehouse, but oof. Well, that's quick. He's gonna go for it with the vehicle, but he is taken out of the vehicle mid driving by Vurex. Beautiful shot with that M4. Speaking of the M4, we got Yahir from Dope trying to get a knock with an M4 of his own.
Yahir's definitely trying to keep some cover right now. Kalu is back there, definitely trying to get his homie up. Might have some problems though, because Lazarus and Pro Era are right on the other side of that water where they're trying to get the res now. And if Yahir gets knocked and and Ogilvy gets the push on them, it's not gonna be the best news for them.
Oh, Yahir taking shots from the side too. Ogilvy really exercising their right to spread out and get multiple angles here. But look, Vurex gets a knock before being downed himself. And is that enough for a push from Dope? Yahir coming up closer, edging closer and closer, all the while just above half health.
Interesting play by him too. The rest of his team is still back. Flawless back there, Kalu knocked back there. He decided to take this push and pushed up all by himself.
Now Lazarus, one of the absolute dominators yesterday, putting up a ton of kills. Today, they are down to one member, and one member only for this round. It's gonna be a complete change of strategy if Lazarus wants to make it to the end game here. Gonna have to play it a little bit closer to home, a little bit passive. I hate to use the word camp. That's probably not the right word, but get really homey and really comfortable and cozy in a little compound.
Really strategic, I think, is what it is.
Now, Yahir able to take out Vayne. from Ogilvy. But look at that.
We have a couple of teams that are kind of edging their way towards boot camp again. We might run into some more action here. I think we have Exet still right on the outer zones, the hit list right behind him.
And wow,
Oh.
here just eliminates Vayne. Vurex is out. Ogilvy is eliminated. Wow, it's interesting to see this. We have majority of the teams already in zone. We really don't have anyone occupying the northern half of zone. It seems everyone is taking these southern clusters, and that's going to be bad news for Wall Street Bets if they try to push their way in from the southern portion of zone. They are going to be met head on by Misexis, by Knights.
Yeah, they are praying that they do not run into some teams right now. This late rotation, like I said last game, early rotations versus late rotations are a key factor in your strategies at this point. Like you said, Wall Street Bets has more than 1 to 2 teams that they might confront into if they turn and decide to push right now. Decide to rotate. It's the same thing.
All right, well, I do see Rin from Nova. He is a little closer to Exit than the rest of his team. Actually, that brings me to my next point. Nova has taken a bit more of a spread out tactic here. And we've seen time and time again where that can be advantageous and can be an absolute nightmare for your team as well. It's tough to say which it's going to be at this stage. We got Memory and Sheaf in here holding down a cluster of compounds, though, so we'll see. Getting eyes on the Panthers' Frady, he is all too aware of the hitless presence, and it seems like they might be aware of him as well.
Might want to get aware as well. Passion Fruit right behind the Panthers, kind of holding that back area. But if they wanted to, like you said, the whole northern part of the zone still unoccupied. If they wanted to rotate towards Paradise, they could have it for themselves and not have to take any fights for a good minute.
Yes, you are correct there. Wow, this is just... I'm surprised that such a small portion of zone contains so many teams at this stage. And yet, we're not met with a confrontation this second. Like, that's...
Lazarus, though, G3, taking the smart move. He has rotated out of the water up towards Paradise. He is by himself.
And that's exactly what he needs to do, right? I mean, as a solo.
Oh, yeah, that is exactly what he wants right now. And if only he knew it.
I have a feeling he's got some idea, just because he probably hasn't heard much gunfire lately.
Well, the gunfire that and to the plane path, as I want to remind you, was kind of really favoring this lower area. Hatin, Ruins, Samhi, pretty much where the plane path favored. So at that point, he could guess that really Paradise has been left at this point, if any teams did go there.
All right. Now we see the hit list with plenty of space around them. Knights with plenty of space around them. You know who doesn't have a whole lot of space is Nova. They seem to be somewhat sandwiched in between Pro Era and Exet. Little bit of space to speak of on both sides, but yeah, luckily for them, Exet seems a little bit distracted by members of Dope. We see Killswitch here with an M4 perched on the rooftop. Oh, look, Nova and Pro Era going at it. Seagut taking Rin down. I wonder if we can switch over to Nova and Pro Era. Or Passion Fruit. We got Enigma here. With not really a lot of people around. I wonder if we can get to Pro Era and Nova. Well,
there we go.
Pro Era is dealing with not just Nova, but Killswitch as well, who comes in getting, I believe he got a takedown there.
I think you are correct on that, and we see Enigma doing the same thing back to Wall Street Bets.
Yeah, taking Baba right down. Now look here, another member of Passion Fruit about to head on meet members of the Panthers. Oh, and look at that, Enigma taken down and out by Legal.
very quickly, was a little too open on that hillside. Sandhawk can be very, very advantageous, like you said, with its coverage, but when you're on top of a cliff like that, completely open, a team might come over a ridge a little bit higher than you and get perfect sights on you, as we just saw.
Passion Fruit eliminated, but we got Pro Era Pan right up here in the mix, and look at that. He is spotted by Nova, and that is a quick finish on him. Look at this Knight, very, very tough position here, down to Chico and Chico alone, and it is a elimination on them. Okay, got the hit list here. Hit list fairly well secured in position. They've got the Panthers, Wall Street Bets, and Mezexus holding the zone edges nearby them, but realistically, I think our fight is going to be between Dope and Exet right now.
We definitely are. 2 members of Exet down, just actually got finished. Exet is down to a 3 with 1 knocked. J7 now going to try to get a nade out on top of Yahir, but Yahir looks like he's throwing one right back.
And J7
knock for knock.
Oh,
Ooh.
that tree saved life. That one might.
Don't know about that one though.
Yeah, that one did some damage, but not enough of a knock. I look, that is an elimination on the Knights.
Very smart play by both of these teams, though. You can see that both players were preemptively preparing for something to come over that hillside, knowing that that's how this map works. I think they did that really well right there. Both those nades at the same time. That was great.
And Dope, not wasting a lot of time, taking out Flawless as well. We got J7 with a thirst. Well, that leaves us down to 23 members up. 23 participants left.
And only Nova is in the zone.
That's correct. However, members of Exit are working their way in.
Yeah.
And look at that. Freddy taken out by Lazarus. We got Polo here trying to get eyes on you here. He's got a red dot M4, putting the shots down, not finding any connecting shots. Sheepin focusing in on Mezexus 3x M4, and oh wow.
Does a lot of work on that one. As you saw, like, they were all in the car, so really, as we've said before, them all being stuck together like that put them in that position to get Shifan the knocks that they needed.
I didn't see how much of it came from Shifan and how much of it came from his teammates, but either way, the case remains the same. Legal taking out Bob and Billa from the hit list, and Shifan there in with a nade on Mezexus Solly.
They were all so pinned behind that rock. One of the worst positions that we know can happen to you in this game. If your whole team gets stuck behind a rock, the mollies, they take you all out at the same time. So dangerous.
And the hit list being picked off here. We saw Plush just a moment ago. He had a great height advantage, able to just clear some knocks off, but he was just down and outed immediately afterwards in retaliation. And there is the final elimination there on Lazarus. But, you know, for being a solo, he was able to hang in there for quite a while. And Dope, not faring quite as well this go-around. Gosh, we are in a matter of moments down to just 4 teams. We got Nova, Exet, the hit list, and Wall Street Bets in a 4v3v2v1.
Wall Street Bets actually isn't even in the zone. They are currently... Stevo is pulling a heel off outside of zone behind the hit list right now.
Okay, Shifan closing in on Jachi. He's got eyes. He does some significant damage. Oh, but then Rin coming in, assisting his teammate and getting the takedown. Hitlist is eliminated right there and then. Well, that leaves us down to 3 teams. We got Wall Street Bets, Exet, and Nova. It's at 4v2v1. Nova with a very obvious numeric advantage here.
Also with 8 kills to their name, they are the kill leaders left in the room.
I wondered if they're going to play the bully card at this stage. With that, having a full squad, you know, I sort of what I would hope for is that they get a tiny bit aggressive, a tiny bit pushy, kind of force Exet out into the open.
Well, Nova, if they have, we do know these teams, they do pay attention to the kill feed, but if they maybe have missed it, they might think that Exet is still a full 3 and that they might not have the full advantage on this team right now. Oh, Wall Street Bets goes down. They definitely know now. that it is just a 2v4.
Yeah. And look, Polo is downed at the hands of Y1. We got Sheefan going after J7, doing significant damage, but not enough. Luckily, his teammate is able to go around the back and secure it. Nova with the win. Beautifully done, actually. So they're going to take the win with 10 kills. That seems to be the magic number here. Nova taking the win, 10 kills. Congratulations. We got Xset in second place with 5 kills. Coming in third, we have Wall Street Bets, but they had a bit of a rough go about it, not able to secure any kills this go around. Fourth place is going to belong to the hit list with 2. The Panthers are going to secure 5th place with 4 kills. 6th place this time around goes to Dope with 6 kills between 2 players, Yahir and Flawless. 7th is going to go to Mezexis, and they're going to take it with 5. Lazarus in 8th place with 1 kill, and that's from G3. He was definitely able to hang in there as a solo and give his team some much better placement points. 9th place is definitely going to go to the Knights with 1 kill from Chico. Well, they were able to secure a win to start off the day. Now they're having a little bit more tough of a time in differing maps, but I am curious, as we are going back to our original 2 maps, we got Miramar coming up, but then we are going to end the night with another Erangel. I wonder if Knights are going to flash and show their true colors there in the last match. We got Pro Era in 10th with 3 kills, 2 from Lolo, 1 from Pan. 11th goes to Passion Fruit, and that's with 1 kill from Enigma. Ogilvy is going to grab 12th place with 5 kills. 13th belongs to 19 Esports. Now, they weren't able to get the placement points they were hoping for, but they definitely secured a decent number of kills, taking 13th with 8 eliminations. 14th is going to belong to Yo with 2 kills. The Illuminati in 15th this go around with 2 kills. 1 from AZ, 1 from Kinghua. They are having a very tough go around the past few days. They did not fare so well with the overall day 2 standings. I believe they were in last place, and here you see them placing second to last here. They're going to have to find their synergy and find it fast if they want to have a shot at this. E-Town is going to come in last place this go around with 0 kills. Wow. Talk about the kind of close quarter action that you generally only see on Sandhawk, but boy, were the snakes snaking today. It was very interesting. What are your thoughts, Swin?
You know, I think better than anything today that we have seen during this last Sandhawk game, that really knowledge of your terrain and control of it has been the biggest key for these teams at this point, you know? Knowing where to snake, when to snake. It's a very, you know, you can't just go prone out in the field anywhere, obviously, or else you get seen by somebody sitting on a hill above you, and that is Sandhawk's goal. And we saw that done a couple of times, teams laying in the open and getting sniped or lasered just like that, thirsted just like that as well, dwindling numbers down. It was a very intense game. Boot camp, I love to see that the 4 teams landed there. Jeez.
I was just
oh my
that. I
goodness.
think that's something a little bit different that we saw this time around, as we saw a lot more teams ready for an aggressive start. They decided, you know what, let's go get in the action early on. That probably went against what they were expecting. They were thinking a little bit of reverse psychology coming in. Not a lot of teams are going to want to do that. We'll probably have it to ourselves the same way Ghost does when they have the cheeky, but it did not work out that way. Having said that, let's go look at the overall standings for today. All right, so Ghost Gaming still securing a very impressive lead here. 23 kills on the board. Dope managing to bump their way up a little bit, now claiming second place here. 15 kills to their name. Now look who is tied in kills in third place. Not really much of a gap at all between second and third. We have Xset grabbing third with 15 as well. And speaking of not having much of a gap, in fourth with 15 as well is Nova. And trailing only 1 kill behind in fifth is the Knights. It is just such a minimal sliver of kills separating second place and fifth place.
Yeah, I think that's actually a very kind of key point that these teams might want to pay attention to for the last 2 games of the map, is that it's literally just a 1 point difference off from these places. So if we see Knights just come in and take a first place on this next Miramar game, that really might bump them up to second place. Maybe it's second or third at this point. If they get a lot of kills and get that placement, that's how easy it is right now for these teams to get an advantage.
Yeah. And one thing I can't help but take notice of is Lazarus having a much, much tougher go around this time. Currently standing in last place for the day, whereas yesterday they really shined through. It seems like they're a little bit out of their synergy right now. Maybe got a little too comfortable with their performance yesterday. But you know what? If they've shown time and time again that they can make a comeback. So I don't want to rule anybody out just yet. Well, guys, with that being said, we are going to be back in about 8 minutes with round 4 of our 5-round scrim night. This is the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals, day 3 of 19. Stick around, guys. We'll be back soon.
run for cover. You are perfect, make no mistake. You fight every word until you run. I don't think I'll have
All right.
a word to say.
Alrighty, everybody, we are back. We are back. We are back, and so happy to have you here for the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals. This is day 3 of 19. Swinns, we still have 16 more days of this to go. This is still very much just the early stages, so no time to get discouraged yet if your team is not faring as you would hope so far. And we are back.
Yeah.
As a Miramar again. What are your thoughts?
You know, like I said in the beginning of the day, I am just here for the aggression on day 3. And I think that, you know, maybe hopefully if this plane path gives it to us, we'll see it, but who knows at this point.
Well, with that being said, let's have a look at the flight path. Oh my. Well,
It is the
world
theme.
yeah, well, I think the theme is the world is not fair. And I think, you know, this is not by any means the ideal flight path for any of the participants. It does leave quite a few drop spots towards the lower end of zone, but I mean, in comparison to a middle-oriented flight path, they have nowhere near the number of options. So having said that, we do have some early jumpers. We got Novo jumping northeast, potentially heading towards Puerto Paricio or potentially Impala. Wall Street Bets just over Godsent, looking like they're going to be heading towards northeast as well, maybe towards the outskirts of Los Leones or potentially to Impala as well. We see Ghost doing the Ghost maneuver and going, and I'm 99.9% sure they're going to Picado to claim it. And it is a curious situation. I wonder if the teams that had that idea last time to drop hot are still confident enough to go for that again this go around, because if so, if they decide to go drop Picado, they're going to be met by Ghost head on early game. That's when luck can kind of play in. Finding that gun right off the bat can make all the difference, and it looks like Ghost is going to have Picado all to themselves as 19 Esports and Passion Fruit fly overhead. Okay, well, getting eyes on E-Town, just on the outskirts of Chuma. They are finding themselves very close to Dope. In particular, Peaceful is. But if you notice, Dope once again spreading out, taking a very spread out approach here. And not only that, but Kalu, a very decent ways away from his other teammates from Nesquik, Yahir, and Flawless. And speaking of which, Flawless would be the closest one to the B-Town boys. If they find him, it's not going to do well very advantageously for Flawless. The numbers are definitely not in his favor. We also see, well, actually, yeah, we do see at El Pozo, Mizexis and Yo potentially going to be facing an altercation shortly. They're occupying opposite ends of Pozo, but Pozo is not that big of a city.
Yeah, not at all, especially for two teams full of fours to get enough loot to come out of there and face another team, which they will have to, as we do see Illuminati taking Power Grid in the zone right outside of where they are.
Yeah, you know who I want to watch though is B-Town Grave, because he really is the one who's edging closer and closer to Flawless from Dope.
You know what's interesting is that we have seen Dope. They are in a pretty good placement part right now. I think they were 4th for the overall standings for the day right now.
Yeah,
so it's interesting that they would. It's interesting that they would spread out like this instead of try to stay together and risk. You know, spreading out like this really risks them losing some members right off the rip and potentially losing their placement as 4th. So very interesting strategy.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, because having seen how unfortunate of a flight path they were met with, they really didn't have a lot of options and where to jump. So I would think that at the very least, you can expect a fair possibility of another team landing with you at Chuma. And having said that, Dopia here is being met by 2 members of B-Town as we speak. And here we go. He puts shots down towards Isajot, but is taken down instead by Isajot's UMP, and that is going to very likely be a thirst. A nade hits him to add that final nail in the coffin. Grave from B-Town being taken down. That's by Dope Kalu with the M4. Very lucky to have it this early in the game. And, oh, Kalu going
Gets
in.
the knock.
Taking Peaceful out as well.
Beautiful shot through that doorway right there. He did not stop shooting, even though he knew that there was nobody really in his sights right then and there, was hoping that somebody would run through that doorway after he got some shots off on him, got the knock, making it an even 3v3 at this point. Both teams maybe sweating a little bit.
Yeah, and we were talking about the risk that Dope was taking with that spread out approach, but we weren't really bringing enough attention to the obvious advantages of being that spread out. They were granted multiple perspectives, multiple angles on them. And because of that, they were able to capitalize.
Capitalized very well, as they have pushed B-Town back a little bit. Looks like they are maybe looking for a new angle, maybe not, but we do take our focus over here though to Yo and Mezexis up here in El Pozo, like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. And that does get me a little curious, because it doesn't look like either team has advanced on one another, even in the slightest. But you know who has is Ghost and Passion Fruit, as we see Tensa scoping in with a 6x M16, putting some single tap shots. And look, Beowulf comes in with a very aggressive push, taking out Enigma with the UMP. And look at that. Juancho goes down as well. And, oh my goodness, did Beowulf just squad wipe with the UMP right there and then?
I think he did. I do not see. No, Sleepless is still back a little bit, camped out in a crater corner.
Right.
Not going to worry, but what we do have is Pro Era pretty much coming on top of Ghost, thinking that they're going to get a third party, but Ghost did not take any damage from that. So they might not be as lucky as they think they are.
Well, you're right. It might not have been the squad wipe that I thought it was, but Beowulf was able to secure 2 quick kills right there, and another kill was secured for the team, giving them 3 total.
A lot of teams I see spread out. It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, that really is kind of the story of Miramar. It's just, as I said, it's just a sheer size factor. Just too many options in terms of places to go leads to a potentially slower start. And
well, I mean, like right now we have Lolo and Pan pretty much over here fighting 19E by themselves, while their other member, Jazz, is in a completely different area.
Yeah, you're right. And Lolo and Pan seem to be advancing on 19 Esports. That would put them in a tough position in a 2v4 scenario.
No! 2v4, but got the knock through the window, but goes down at the same time.
Yeah. Well, it's up to Sam, Carnage, and Asan, or yeah, pardon me, Sam, Carnage, and their teammate here. Oh! Pan coming in for the perfect little angle. I thought he was going to get a knock there, but no luck for that. He's going to go quickly try to smoke himself out and take cover. I don't think it's going to fare too well for him.
No, not with 4 members on top of a hill right now. These smokes may come to his advantage if he can make it so that he cannot be seen and get behind that wall. He might know. Sketchy play right here by Pan. He's trying. Could not succeed, though.
Yeah, well, the numbers were not playing out for him. And, you know, as Beowulf was doing a great performance earlier, he is unfortunately down and outed. That leaves Ghost down to Spec, Tensa, and HH24. And they are going after Q from Pro Era.
Only one over there, though, as we saw.
Yeah.
The rest of his team was pushing up on 19E. This is the rest of Pro Era over here in that weird corner.
Yeah, Pro Era is at this point down to just Seagut. Well, speaking of what we got here, we got Illuminati working their way closer and closer to Ghost. And this knocked member of Pro Era who was left behind. And finished off by Mango. I believe that's a kill steal. Now AZ putting shots northbound towards Ghost. Doesn't know who to focus on, Ghost or 19 Esports. Both are shooting at him.
Poor Seagut.
We still have almost all our teams alive with the exception of B-Town. However, Pro Era and Passion Fruit both just hanging on by a thread. Mizex is not far behind on that.
Mizexis too, they might have some issues as Boring Protocol is coming up right behind them in Monte Nuevo as everybody's just trying to get into zone as this blue shifts in on our second zone, switching it into our third. I wonder if Mizexis will make this, seeing as they're only a 2 and Boring Protocol is a full 4.
And I'm very happy to see that Dope Esports is coming in with a very strong start. We've seen them at their best. We've seen them at their not so best, and I think it's pretty encouraging to see them leading here with 4 kills. However, very, very shortly behind, we have Ghost Gaming with 3. That is the second elimination of the round. Mizexis is taken out, and unfortunately with 0 kills to speak of.
Just trying to get into zone, maybe didn't cover their back well enough, and Boring Protocol was able to take advantage of that, taking them out, leaving them a full 4, not losing any of their members, as Exis has gone down.
That's right, and now Ghost, the boys in Ghost, seem to be somewhat sandwiched in between members of Illuminati and Godsent, however, with a bit of space on both sides. As you can see, HH24 all too aware of Godsent's presence. He's got himself an 8x Mini 14, applying some warning shots to him, and just hoping that Jag makes that peek, and he does.
Ooh, gets a little bit of damage. Jag throwing down some shots, trying to get HH24 to peek that same angle again.
Yeah, he's got 2 peeking back at him, but luckily he's got a teammate that goes by the name of Spec, and Spec had his back right there. That
SLR.
Yeah. All right, so Nemesis is revived, bringing Godsent back to a full team. And that's kind of the issue that I have with confrontations at this distance, where both teams are fighting from a point of cover, is that, yes, you can likely get a knock, but the odds of really getting a thirst in this situation are much, much slimmer. So realistically, majority of the time, I would say, you're realistically depleting their ammo, depleting their armor. And, of course, once you're knocked, if you get knocked again, you bleed out much quicker. So it's not all an effort, but still.
Yeah, and even then, if you do have a car and you are able to get a knock, trying to get over there into that compound fast enough, it is a lot of open terrain on Miramar, and there are a lot of ridges. There might be a teammate on a hill behind that will knock you out of that car, knock you out of that buggy as you're trying to aggress on that push. So players really have to be a little more aware of how they move.
Yeah. Now, I know it might seem like we are a little oriented on Ghost here, but truth be told, we are left with a bit of a spread on this map. However, Ghost in particular is surrounded, while with space on each side, they are surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams: Godsent, Wall Street Bets, Nova, 19 Esports, and what remains of Pro Era, which is just Sega.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of teams. New zone has came in though, and a lot of these teams are gonna have to start rotating in on top of each other. Nobody really prioritizing the lower half except for Dope.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I think that's going to be absolutely pivotal for Dope to let these numbers dwindle down. They have got the lead here in kills. They've gotten some numbers on the board, and realistically, they could keep this aggression up, keep the momentum going. But that's a lot more risky. Why not let these numbers dwindle down before you go back to getting aggressive? Maybe you get some guaranteed placement points in the mix. Ooh,
I
Nova
do.
Memory. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say, I see Nova taking shots, kind of focusing a little bit on Ghost. Ghost getting a little close to him, but I don't think that they are going to take on a full aggressive fight right now.
Perhaps not. And we were talking about this in round 2, the absolute critical importance of understanding and learning Miramar's terrain. These hills, these divots are basically your only real cover outside of compounds. And so you really need to know where the good hills are, where the good divots are. And as you can see, Ghost definitely has an idea.
Oh yeah, they do. I think we saw that yesterday too as well, though. They had great control of their angles, their ridges, their divots, knew exactly where to go to get them.
Yeah. Now, what we're looking at here is Exet Jayway, not too far away from members of Syndicate. However, Syndicate very spread out. Might not be as an immediate of a threat as it looks. But however, we do have members of Yo fairly close to 19 Esports. We see Acer and Sam just below Spray here. Spray has the obvious height advantage and terrain cover here. Okay.
Same with Wall Street Bets, getting a good terrain cover over here on Dope.
Wall Street Bets with 0 kills to speak of, but still a full squad. Plenty of time to get kills later. Spray putting some serious damage onto Carnage, taking him down to what might be 1/5 of his health, probably less than that. Steve-O very hurt himself and dealing. We got Wall Street Bets dealing with multiple members of Lazarus pushing up. We see G3 cooking one up. Just a little bit off. Not dealing much damage to Baba at all. However, Baba creeping forward with that UMP could find himself in a vulnerable position here, but G3 does fall back. Now Baba just playing the waiting game, hoping for his teammates to come reunite with him, and they do so. Spray is not giving up on the members of 19 Esports. He still has his eyes set on them. However, his teammates are a ways away. They're going to have to work their way into zone towards them.
Lazarus, I think they were trying to get away. As they worked into zone, they kind of ran even closer into Nova than they were with Wall Street Bets, thinking that they're going to keep an angle off on them. I don't think they know that Nova's really right on the hill above them.
Maybe not. G3 keeping the pressure onto Wall Street Bets, but not able to inflict damage. Just some warning shots. Wall Street Bets driving their way into zone, but they are going to have to meet a team head on there.
Yeah, a lot of teams are going to have to start meeting people head on. As we do have our new zone, I think I do see the Illuminati and Godsent going after it right now. Exet and Yo getting dangerously close, and same with Boring Protocol and Syndicate.
Oh, you are absolutely right. An AZ from Illuminati with a nade on Godsent. Okay, we got Nova able to stick a revive on Memory here, all the while Lazarus puts some attention towards Wall Street Bets. Oh my.
Yeah. I think Godsent just tried to get into zone as they were coming in from Graveyard. Unfortunately, Illuminati was already occupying this area. You know, they did well, they're probably going to get these reses and stay a full 4. Godsent not going to be able to stay in it, going back to the lobby.
We'll talk about really needing these kills. Illuminati absolutely needs to put these kills on the board. They need to acquire some better placement. They need to get higher up on that scoreboard if they want a chance, and they're all too aware of it. As I said at the beginning of this match, this is just day 3 of 19. They know that there is still time. Being last place for one day does not make you out of the ruling for a win.
Not at all. Day 3 is still just baby days. We are waiting to start getting into some hardcore points and some real separations from placement. Right now, with this placement separation from 2nd to 5th, only 1 point away from each other, I don't think we're going to see that very much as we progress on into the later stages of this event.
Oh, we'll have to see. But right now, we got Syndicate here mixing up with Boring Protocol. Boring Protocol hasn't had a whole lot of screen time yet today, and I think it's mainly because that they have been holding positions quite a bit, you know, letting the numbers dwindle. But they are going to have to get some kills on the board. All right, Spray still holding a nice height advantage here, able to secure the edge of zone here, and talk about using the terrain to your advantage. And down goes Ason right there and then. His teammate goes and tries to cover him, but oof, Salty taken down very low. It's down to Salty and World, and they're both low, and that is a finish on Syndicate. Boring Protocol comes out victorious, and Valak will be revived. However, they are just half the team that they started off as.
Beautiful work, though, by Kiss. Being able to take down that team by himself, securing Valak's res at the same time, staying at 2. Important plays at this late in zone because they are going to have to start moving and rotating on top of other teams like Dope, Xset, and 19E.
Yeah. And here we have eyes on Lazarus. They are out for revenge here, going after Nova, taking Nox, giving Nox. We got G3 able to take Rin down and get a quick thirst. Joey able to finish off Y1 and Memory. And it looks like Lazarus will come out victorious. Jay and G3 save the day. Everyone will be revived most likely.
Ghost right now facing off against Wall Street Bets, having 19E on their back, have lost 2 of their members. It is down to Tensa and Spec. Wall Street Bets with the nade gonna try to get one off on Tensa right now. Gets him down some pretty good health. Not enough for the knock though.
Not enough for a knock, but takes out 75% of his health, and that might be enough for a push if Drago knows it hits. That's going to take kind of a leap of faith there. And
Yeah.
Nesquik taking up an exit kill switch in the distance. Baba going in with a nice height advantage, and he finishes off Ghost.
Baba came right in at the right time, took a buggy, got a stupid good angle on top of them, able to take them down both with their UMP. Now their main focus is on top of 19E on the hills below them.
And Dope has been eliminated. Not without some decent placement, but not with what they were hoping for. They were really hoping to keep that top 3, top 4 momentum. Now here we see Drago, 6x atop the M4. Ooh. Sleepless, the only remaining member for Passion Fruit. Gonna have to play it pretty close to home.
Kind of doing what we saw Lazarus G3 do last game, where he is just trying to stay right in the position where he needs to be to not get fully taken on by a team. Unfortunately, was not able to. Gets taken out by Wall Street Bets. That is going to be it for Passion Fruit.
Yeah, King A had an eye on Sleepless and was just waiting for the right time to strike. And here we have Joey cooking up a nade for Boring Protocol. It is a little bit short. Still keeping the pressure on with that Tommy gun, able to take him down to below half health. However, their teammate Spring has been eliminated, leaving it down to Iris, Spray, and Jay. Xset is out of the equation as well. We see Jay scoping in, 4x atop the M4, aiming in at 19 Esports, and is taken down. Spray.
19E though.
Go ahead.
19E right on the other side of this hill. They were cooking up a nade. Was not able to really get a connection on there. Gonna try to maybe get a res off because Acer wants Sam to stay with him in this fight right now. Having them surrounded on all sides by Illuminati, Yo, that Boring Protocol, Lazarus luckily preoccupied by Wall Street Bets, as we can see right here.
And Fears doing a very fearless, aggressive push towards the members of Wall Street Bets. Guys, we are down to just 6 teams remaining, and Fears with the takedown on Drago. He's got very little health to speak, about 33%. He is going to secure the thirst for his 3rd kill and the team's 8th.
I believe he did take down King A as well. Steve-O now gonna try to come up and pick him up, try to throw a nade out and keep the heat off of him so they can secure that res and stay at 2 as they have lost Drago and Baba.
All right, Spray clinging to dear life with nothing but energy drinks as he is approached by 19 Esports. It is looking real bleak. And that is a finish on Spray, and thus a finish on Yo. Ooh, all the while, 19 Esports Sam taken out as a retaliation. His shots were heard, and he faces the consequences of it. Valak just trying desperately to work his way into zone. He doesn't have but just a few feet to go. However, that zone is hurting so bad, he's got to crack a heal almost immediately after the other one goes off. And we have just one full team. Just like you were about to say.
And that only full team is the only team in zone as well. The rest of the teams have not reached their way in yet. Illuminati has what? Go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say, the thing about Illuminati is, they are really showing that this gap between first and last really might not be that much. Illuminati was faring by far the least fortunate yesterday, and this time around they are the last full squad, and they are keeping the numbers to their advantage with 8 kills to their name. Still a full squad dealing with 2 members of 19 Esports. 19 Esports is spotted. Sam taking a brunt load of damage, and this is the time to throw a nade.
Both of them stuck in this shack, as we saw with Wall Street Bets in the other game, stuck in Sandhawk behind that rock. It is not going to be a good idea to get stuck in a shed together, and as we can see, that is how it plays out.
Well, you can't rule Illuminati out of the game. I saw some people in chat saying, oh, Illuminati hasn't put up that many points. Well, they kind of have. They were able to secure a very impressive win here, playing the numbers game, able to stay a full squad, and able to use that numeric advantage to kind of bully these other teams around.
I think they really needed it this time ahead, too, as we just saw in the standings. Oh, wait, go ahead, give everybody their points.
Well, exactly what you were saying. A very, very much needed win for the Illuminati as they take first place with a very healthy, even 10 kills. Coming in second, we got the boys in 19 Esports grabbing silver with 8 kills. Bronze is going to go to the boys in Lazarus with 9, able to get themselves back to the top 3 here. They're going to definitely need that to get higher up in the overall standings for the day. Wall Street Bets in 4th place this go around with 4 kills. Coming in 5th, we got Boring Protocol, able to put up a few more kills this go around, 7 to their name. 6th place is going to go to Yo with 3 kills, 2 from Iris, 1 from Spray. Killswitch, Polo, J7, and J-Way of Xset grabbing 7th with 5 kills. In 8th, we got Passion Fruit with 1 kill from Sleepless. He was able to hang in there as the last remaining member and able to get some decent placement points in there. We've got in 9th place, Dope with 5 kills. Dope really showing a fairly strong performance today. They've been placing in the top 3 or 4 thus far until this round, getting 9th place, but still able to secure 5 kills. 10th place this go around is going to go to Ghost Gaming with 3 kills, 2 from Beowulf, 1 from HH24. 11th place will belong to Nova, but they were not able to secure a single kill this go around. Syndicate is going to grab 12th place with 2 kills. Both of those kills came from Salty. Godsent in 13th, unfortunately with 0 kills to speak of. We got Pro Era in 14th with 1 kill from Hugh. Mizexis in 15th with 0 as well. And last place, again, a rough day for B-Town as they take last place 16th with 1 kill from Isajot.
Rough day indeed. I think that is the 3rd last place that they have gotten for the day, actually. I could be a little bit wrong, but
I think it's at least their 2nd, but it's definitely bearing a rough day. But we have seen amazing performances from them already in previous days, so we can't rule anybody out. And if Illuminati goes to show anything, it's just that you get last place in one round does not mean that you are not fully capable of dominating a match. So
I mean, same thing with Dope. Same thing with Dope. After the great first day they had, second day was a little iffy for them. Third day, they have brought it back amazingly. So we can see, as you just said, these teams definitely know how to do it.
It's about finding the right synergy level, finding the right level, the right balance of passiveness and aggressiveness, and incorporating that into your strategy. These teams are kind of trying it out, testing out the waters. Maybe day 1 was a little too passive, so they got aggressive on day 2, and maybe they've learned to tone it back a little bit and find a nice, healthier middle ground here on day 3. But coming up in just a few moments, about 8 minutes, we are going to be ending the night the same way that we began, which is with an Erangel match. We're going to take it right on back to the first map of PUBG. Stick around, guys. We'll be back soon.
hypnotizing. Our connection was so enlightening. You've got me into the spin that I know I can win, but I want to at least try. Baby, you got me when you need me. Baby, you got me if you please me. Baby, you got me if you want me tonight. Baby, you got me if you tease me. Baby, you got me if you ease me into the zone that I need you tonight.
Well, welcome back, all you cutie patooties, to the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational. This is day 3 of 19, and this is going to be the 5th and final match of the night. But before we get into that, I want to go over the overall standings so far. So, still able to maintain their lead, we've got Ghost Gaming in first. I believe they were only able to secure but like 10th place last game, but they have such a strong lead for the day that they are able to still maintain their first place position. Trailing behind with 6 kills less, we got Exet in second with 20th. Dope still able to maintain the top 3 position here with 20 kills to their name. Basically, they are dead on tied with Exet. So we got Nova in 4th place, a couple kills behind, 15 to their name. We got the Knights claiming 5th, not far at all behind Nova. 19 Esports in 6th. Illuminati, much better. A lot of improvement from Illuminati today. That win from last round has done wonders for them, boosting them up to 7th place here for the day with 13 kills. We got Wall Street Bets in 8th, the Panthers in 9th, and the Hit List in 10th. Now, everything that we need to, everything needs to be said about Aaron Gale, you guys already know. We got through that in round 1. So I'm going to save that whole spiel and let's focus on the flight path and where things are going.
The flight path that Swinns has been hoping for all day, straight down the middle, right over George, over Ruins, over School, over Pachinki, not over Pachinki, but right next to it, over Farm, over Milta, everything except for Military Base and Kameshki really at this point. And these teams are not going to go that far just for a little bit of loot. Loot bodies, not buildings, we all know it. These teams, though, are going to have a great vantage point right here, going to be able to get to pretty much everywhere they want to go.
Yeah, there's something interesting to be said about this. With the flight path like this, it is going to sort of divide the people between who wants to go towards these northern portions of the coast that are actually available. I'm talking Zarki, Severny, those kind of areas, versus who is going to go towards trying to claim an early position at center, trying to stay in zone. Well, as you can see, Ghost is going to do what Ghost does best. They are going to claim their usual spot, and wouldn't you know it, they have it all to themselves yet again. We got Lazarus claiming Rozhawk all to themselves as well. Their closest threat would be Wall Street Bets, with Steve-O occupying the outskirts of Watertown, actually just across the street from Watertown. Lazarus also has the Illuminati beneath them, with majority of them, or half of the members, occupying School area, and the other half in a vehicle moving elsewhere. You know, they're doing the split up tactic, which, as we've said, has its advantages, has its disadvantages. Ghost putting a couple shots down, I'm not sure at what.
You know, what's actually kind of interesting, and it's kind of actually, it's not even interesting, it's just kind of funny, is that Boring Protocol has been taking Prim pretty much every single Erangel we've seen. I think they took North George maybe one other time, and they've decided not to take Prim this time, and Prim is completely in zone, unoccupied, nobody in Quarry, nobody in Ferry Pier. If they would have went Prim, they would have been having a great time right now, but instead they are now stuck outside of the zone, and I think the IGL was expecting it to go a completely different way right off this rip.
Yeah, well, anytime you drop to the northern coast of zone, you're taking a serious gamble in terms of zone placement. I think the odds of zone favoring you are a bit slimmer. But we do see they weren't the only ones with that idea. Yo and Boring Protocol both thought to claim a northern portion of zone, and Passion Fruit as well, going to Stauber. But you know what? The closest thing I'm seeing here to an altercation, Swinns, would be between Exet and Dope. We see Exet is actually occupying Milta, with Dope Flawless not too far off.
Not at all. They're actually very close and spread out again like we saw this last game. Dope is doing this tactic where they think this maybe can get an advantage, get some side knocks. If somebody gets taken down, maybe they can get a knock right back. They are trying to get this to work for him today. Hopefully we'll see it this game.
Yeah. Now, we got eyes on Ghost Gaming here, but mainly for the fact that no other teams are having confrontations right now. But we do have some stuff in the works here. Lazarus G3 here, the closest member to the Illuminati below him. However, we see him rocking a Scarrel Uzi combo. That Uzi is not going to be of much use at this distance.
Not at all. Not at all. Really, I think you are right. They are the team that is the closest to a confrontation right now. Wall Street Bet's a little bit outside this area in Watertown. Maybe going to get a third party if they see some kills coming in the kill feed. Maybe not, though. Do not know the loot that they have right now. Might not be great.
Well, if there's one thing that can be expected, if your loot isn't that great this early in the game, yeah, that can be understandable. But the flip side to that is the odds are your opponent's loot is probably not that great either. However, luck does happen. There are the times where you drop in, land on that M4 right off the bat.
Right in Pachinki when you have a whole 3 team around you and all they have is pistols or pans and you're just like, well, I guess these are my free kills. My KD is going to go up a little bit today. Sounds
when
good.
I was talking about finding good loot, Pachinki was the last thing on my mind.
Yeah, no, I hate Pachinki for loot. It is never anything good there.
Yeah, well, I was saying that exact same thing just the other day and found a flare gun there, so you never know. But one thing I am noticing...
so rare.
Oh, it is. Yeah, those moments are few and far between, without a doubt. We got Lazarus working their way into zone from Rozhawk. They're not really going to have to deal with the Illuminati. Illuminati is still at the school area. Their closest threat at this stage is going to be Wall Street Bets, if that's the case. But Wall Street Bets is also going to be pulling a rotation, getting into vehicles. Everyone's got their own vehicle, and they are moving. Ooh, we see Ogilvy Vurex getting a little closer and closer to members of Ghost. And ever closer still. Looks like
Ghost, I believe. Yeah, they are taking that compound. I don't think that they're going to rotate out of there. Vurex might not want to keep going the way he's going.
Well, he doesn't hear you. I don't think he hears you because he is right up in the mix. And Beowulf seems aware, and here we go. He does not seem aware. He did not see Vurex there. Vurex saw him, but Beowulf, with a quick reaction time, goes prone. He's just below half health. Vurex is going to take this opportunity to try to drive away, but oh, he looks like he stumbled there. And Beowulf trying his best to capitalize, not getting a lot of hits on Vurex, just on the vehicle. And I'm surprised to say it, I think Vurex might make it away. Ooh, I would have loved to see that shot connect. That would have been impressive.
He definitely made it away. He is going to get over into a compound with his team on a hill right above it, getting that above hill advantage that we have seen. I don't think that they can get some great eyes over on Ghost from where they are right now. They're going to have to come down as we see Natsuo. He is actually making a rotation right now towards Glass to try to get a different angle. I think that's a smart play on their part, honestly.
Yeah. Well, we got Ghost. They have eyes on Wall Street Bet's Stevo. They're putting shots northbound. I'm not sure. There seems to be a decent bit of distance there. But you know what? The Panthers look very close to Godsent as well. That could be a... Oh! And just as I said, there's some distance. Spec is able to get the knock with that M16 4X combo.
Great shots by him, too, on that. Definitely trying to go under the buggy and get the finish on him. As you said, though, at that distance... wasting the ammo. We're still early game. Do they have enough resources to go on and take this from this distance and then go run towards this knock right now? Are they gonna really maybe not have the best advantage on this, especially with Wall Street Bets pushing back? They're gonna need to use way more resources now to continue this fight.
Ooh, and not to mention the fact that Ghost has just lost a member. Not lost a member, but had a member knocked. Beowulf is down, leaving up to HH24 Tensa and Spec here. But in the meantime, we've got Mizexis giving chase to Xset. 24K putting shots down with a 6X Scar-L. Oh boy, and he's taking damage as well. He gets J-Way down to above, just above half health. However, J-Way and his team able to return the favor, taking 24 down to a quarter, and he is going to be lucky if he gets this heal off. I wouldn't be surprised to see a vehicle explosion. And what do you know? That is a finish on exit. Ooh, we got members of Dope really entangled here with members of Mizexis. Kalu with the 4X DP28. Go ahead.
I think Dope has been our third-party masters, basically. Every chance that they get, they have taken advantage of that. Getting 24K that easily, Kalu is going to take that thirst and get maybe into zone, get some health up. I don't know. They need to finish this fight, though, on Mezexis, get these kids down, get them into the lobby, and get back into zone.
Yeah, these out-of-zone fights are always risky here. I'm really glad you brought that up. But what a beautiful shot that he did have with that 4X DP. It was like shooting fish out of a barrel. Now this is interesting.
They are so far.
Go ahead.
Huh. No, you go ahead.
Well, interestingly enough, we've only lost one team so far, just Xset. We still have almost 15 full teams left, with exception to Mizexis and Passion Fruit. And here we have.
And you know what? Most of these 15 teams left are all in the same area right now. From Gokta to Quarry is being completely occupied. Very prim, and the western half of the map, nobody is there.
Yeah. You know what I would like to get eyes on is Boring Protocol and the Hit List. They are right on top of one another. I see Fate.
They are.
Okay, here we go. Trickster, the Scar L UMP combo, clouding himself in smoke here. Gonna try to relocate the vehicle. Oh, maybe relocate himself and the vehicle.
I think they're relocating fully.
Yeah, I think that I phrased that terribly, but yes. So we got PMPL working his way out, and all the while taking some shots, but none to him, just to his vehicle. Now, when I say just to his vehicle, that should be an extension of himself here, because if that vehicle, yep, he's smoking, just like that, that means your time is very limited, and Trickster is, in fact, knocked. That leaves it up to
Down
Jat.
to the godsend.
And it's down to Jat, Bob, and Villa, and Z. And Z is having a rough go of it himself, down to a fifth of his health, and is knocked by Godsent as well. That is Salt with the M4.
You know what sucks too, Red, is that Ghost has gotten their ears on this fight. HH24 has started to come up the backside of Corey and now has eyes on the hit list. And Bonbilla? I can't even say his name. It's so long. He doesn't have any idea, but he is pretty much completely open almost to Ghost right now.
Ooh, and as you said, he's vulnerable and he's taking shots, some serious damage to him. But he's lucky to be alive, for sure. He's able to heal up. Ooh, we got his teammate Jat throwing some nades, trying to keep the pressure on him. Being Godsent. Curiously enough, only 3 teams have put up kills so far. And Dope, able to keep their aggressive standpoint for the day, really just shining today. With 4 kills on the board so far, they're doubling second place, which is Mizexis, who's down to just 1 member. HH24 scoping in with that 3X M4, trying to get eyes on Bob and Billa. He sees him. I'm not sure if he feels comfortable with the shot, but he does. And oh my goodness, Bob and Billa hanging on by the hair on his chin.
Very much so. HH24, great shots with that 3X right there. That distance, he had no recoil. That was butter.
All right, back to the hitless Godsent standoff. We see Jat still holding down the shack. Yeah, I think that could go on for a minute there. So what would our next closest confrontation be? It would probably be between what remains of Mizexis, which is Solly, and the members of Boring Protocol. However, it looks like they're going to be working their way away from each other.
You know who might actually be getting into it right now is Yo and Knights. Yo has literally rotated pretty much right onto the Knights compound. I believe Irish just got out of his car and started taking shots at Alucard.
You are absolutely right. I would love to get eyes on Knights Alucard as he tries to get away.
Yeah, they are running as fast as they can away from that fight. But smart idea on them, though, seeing that zone shift, they have gone for a more central position. I don't think that they were running because they were not at all scared. They were running because they were smarter, making the play, going for that center zone. Now getting eyes over on top of Yo maybe gave them an advantage taking this area.
Perhaps, yeah. I think. Oh, yep. We see Godsent Jag. He's going to be riding the southern coast of Edge, and it looks like Godsent is about to meet the Panthers.
Yeah, looks like Legal is the last one for the Panthers. Gonna get in the car, try to come up, but Plush has been knocked. Boring protocol.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Valak throwing down these shots from on top that roof.
And we see Juancho.
Juyuya. Oh, I didn't even see the sniper shot. Damn, he got another one.
The Panthers reduced to half their original team down to Juyuya and Legal. We got Plush and Landland down. That puts the Panthers at a significant disadvantage here. They're going to have to change up their strategy, get a little bit more hesitant there before pushing. Hopefully they'll be able to stick some revives. We'll have to see. The Panthers and Boring Protocol very close by one another, but Boring Protocol holding down the compounds, whereas the Panthers have the hill.
Sucks. So Panthers do have Plush knocked in the back. Boring Protocol did have a member knock. Looked like Fanboys was able to get over there and get Fate up. They're going to continue to stay at least a full 4 as the Panthers are facing just having one member up right now.
You are absolutely right, and Legal is feeling the pressure as we speak, as multiple members of Boring Protocol seem to advance. And I think he's going to have to abandon his teammates, and he's doing so now. He didn't really have a lot of options. Time was not on his side there.
Especially with this new zone coming in and pretty much favoring the top half of the zone, which they were nowhere near.
Yeah, speaking of a zone shift, majority of the teams are up the creek. They find that zone has directed itself much higher up, further north on the map, leaving only Syndicate, Knights, Yo, and Passion Fruit inside of it. Ooh, Ghost driving right by Wall Street bets right now. And here we go. Tensa taken down to a quarter of his health in a smoking vehicle. He's able to put the shots down, but is taken out. In the meantime, HH24 spec down, leaving everything up to Beowulf and Beowulf alone. But if anyone knows how to solo clutch, I've seen this guy do it tons of times.
Wall Street Bets doesn't know that he's there either. He is going to be able to get an advantage on this fight right now.
Absolutely.
Gonna try with a nade.
A nade for Stevo. It's a present, but it's enough to do some damage, but it actually looks like his location is found out as well. Nade's being thrown in return.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Was gonna say.
And
Drago now coming around the side.
Able to finish off the Panthers right there with the finish on Legal. And Beowulf taken out right there and then. Drago with the Uzi. The Hitlist and Godsent still going at it with one another. All the while, Yo and Illuminati facing off. And there's Jay with a great knock. Taking Mango down. Can he get a thirst? Okay, with Spring down, it's down to Jay, Iris, and Spray. And Spring is finished off there. Now back to the Hitlist versus Godsent. Facing off, the Hitlist is taking zone damage. Jat really needing to work his way inside.
You know what's interesting here, though? I was just watching. Nemesis held back basically the hit list while the rest of his team Godsent ran away right there, making it so that they could get some placement points and stay in this fight, getting into zone before the hit list can. Maybe gonna gatekeep them and give them the same kind of pressure that they just got from the hit list.
That's right, Swinns. He was playing the meat shield, the sacrificial lamb, if you will. Okay, Yo, right up here in the mix with Illuminati. We see Dope doing some work in the distance. Dope with plenty of space around him. It's really between Yo and Illuminati here in terms of proximity. And, ooh, Flawless going after Wall Street Bet's Stevo. and it looks to be a finish on Godsent at the hands.
Dope. Yeah, Dope. Godsent just trying to rotate on a buggy. Didn't even realize that Dope was in that compound next to him. Dope lasered them very quickly, took them out like, you know, no pain, no gain. We're not going to give you guys any kind of trouble. Just whoop, back to the lobby.
All right. Well, yeah, that leaves the closest confrontation to be between Yo and Illuminati. They're Knights, while they are putting distance shots down, they have plenty of space on multiple sides here. Oh my goodness, Jat G from the hit list is just hanging out in the dead zone. I do not see him being able to work his way inside zone. I think he's going to be taking just a bit too much damage. All right, so that leaves here Spray, Iris, and Jay. Yep, that's the finish on the hit list. But here we have the Knights actually being approached here by members of Passion Fruit. And, ooh, the Illuminati are joined by Lazarus.
Indeed, they are. G3 came in here, took a little bit of damage, gonna be able to get some health off. They're gonna, you know, take this fight as a full 4v4, I believe. Yo is still a full 4, right?
I believe so. We got Yo down to 3 members here. And, oh, Jay trying to put the shots down with an AK-47, not really finding the connecting hits that he was hoping for, but he does have a member of Lazarus knocked beneath him. Giving a very, predicting pre-fire there. Oh my goodness. We got Sleepless going off in the distance on the Syndicate members. Kelly is thirsted there.
I think Fears and G3. G3 goes down right as I was saying it. Fears now being the only person up for Lazarus. They came in trying to get a third party and now are being the team being aggressed upon. Yo doing all the work as King Hua sits over here in a building by himself, just lets the numbers get taken down.
Now what else would you do as a solo at this stage? Oh, Jay is taken down and quickly outed, leaving everything up to Iris, and Iris alone for Team Yo.
Crazy. Yo had the advantage on this fight, quickly lost it. Iris is going to back up a little bit, maybe pull the same thing that we see Illuminati doing right now.
That's right. It's crazy just how a few seconds can change up the entire momentum for you.
I believe we did just see Wall Street Bets go down to the hands of Dope. Total of 9 kills to their team.
Not bad at all. We got Coops from the Knights. He's got eyes on boarding protocol, doing some work, but then switching between them and Passion Fruit. Doesn't know who to focus on. They got Valak down, leaving boarding protocol down to Fate, and Fate alone. Valak taking damage through the smoke, and that is a finish on him.
We did see Yo go out over in this fight in the corner of Gokta where we saw Lazarus and Illuminati. Lazarus still occupying that section, just trying to find the last member for Illuminati as he sits right here in this building.
And Fear
tries to knock... Yeah, tried to knock one of them, but unfortunately all 4 came in guns blazing and were able to take him out, leaving Lazarus the controller of that compound.
And boy, do they want to get their name back towards the top of the scoreboard here. Lazarus showing just such an amazing performance yesterday, having a bit rougher of a time today, but seeming to work their way back into the flow of things towards the later end of today. And we're down to just 2 full teams, Lazarus and Dope. And look at Dope, able to maintain a very aggressive strategy here and leading the board here with 9 kills. This is an interesting spread we're looking at here. Quite a bit of distance between these teams, but look at Lazarus Telly. He is straight off from the group to try to get a different angle, and that is how he capitalizes on Nesquik, getting the knock right there and then.
We have about 4 teams, though, pushing up on Knights right now. Syndicate trying to get any kind of throwables up onto Dope. Dope trying to get any throwables onto Knights. Passion Fruit trying to get any kind of 4th party they can. That is going to be it for Syndicate.
With a
taken out.
Flawless. And speaking of flawless,
beautiful indeed.
He is facing a rough go of it himself, taking down to just below half health. He wants to help out his teammates, but he's having a tough go on his own. goodness, Swins, we are already just down to 5 remaining teams. We got Boring Protocol, Knights, Passion Fruit, Dope, and Mezexis. Only one full squad left. That's going to Dope. And there's Juancho.
Playing beautifully right now, too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Juancho with some throwables. Very optimistic throwables. And there's Telly getting flawless. The Knights.
Dope not.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Oh, well, I was going to say, the Knights just holding down position. They've got the compound. They really just need to lay still for now because they're not being knocked by a nade. Boring Protocol finished off in the distance.
Your Dope tried to come up under Knights on this ridge, and they're having a hard time. 3 members were knocked. They're able to get some up. Mezexis holding an angle on him, Lazarus holding an angle on him, and Knights right above him. One nade in the right place could knock another 2 members for him. Juancho trying to get eyes on Lazarus.
Speaking of which, Enigma is able to get a knock on a Lazarus member. That's G3 who goes down. That leaves Lazarus down to Joey and Fierce, with Joey having little health to speak of. And here's our sniper of the hour himself, Juancho, the Sandhawk sniper, as I'll call him.
Put the sniper away though. I was ready for that shot. That sucks.
Yeah, well, I think at this stage, using a sniper in this very end game is a extremely risky move. So, look at this.
I would definitely agree with you.
Dope is able to secure a 10th kill, almost doubling second places.
Dope is still a full 4.
They are, and the last one up.
They had a hard time. 3 members were knocked. They were able to get them back up. They are playing for everything they have right now. This is a hard push to keep this hill, and they are doing it really well.
Yeah, they are. And Passion Fruit is taken out by Xenox there, but they're still down to Enigma. There's still 1 member up left. Keep in mind, Passion Fruit started off as just a 3-person team this go-around. It was just Enigma, Juancho, and Sleepless. So they started off at a very clear disadvantage and are able to hang in there. Let's not rule that out.
Definitely not.
Unfortunately for
Enigma though.
Yeah. I'm noticing time and time again, he likes these rooftops, and I can see why as he angles in on Dope. And look at him just pick him off. Bye-bye Nesquik via the UMP. And goodness,
yeah,
we're down to a 3v3, Knights versus Lazarus.
This is going to be a great fight too, because as we can see, both teams are kind of taking the same advantage right now. 2 members together, 1 member by themselves.
Yeah, I really like G3's location here. He's got a little bit of rock cover, and I'm betting that the Knights don't realize that he's spread out from them. I'm betting they're thinking that he's with Fierce and Joey behind the rock. This could be the right opportunity as Chico is downed, leaving it up to Xenox is taking quite a hit.
Hoops goes down. I think they all went down to zone.
Oof. Well, talk about getting your name back up there, back up on the board. You can never rule out Lazarus.
Never, ever. They did a great job. Look how many kills they got.
Yeah. You know, they can get last place in one game or something, maybe second to last place. That doesn't discourage them. They know that they are very, very well capable of securing a win, and they do so. They do just that right afterwards, taking first place with a very nice 10 kills. Very close behind them, we got the Knights taking second place with 9 kills, and hats off to Coops, who was able to secure 6 of those 9. Coming in third, able to maintain their top 3, top 4 positions, is Dope Esports, as they take third with 10 kills. Great work from Yahir and Flawless, each putting up 4 kills. We got 4th place going to Mezexis, 3 kills to their name. Passion Fruit still able to hang in there with that. I believe it was it Sleepless or Enigma who was the last one left, but they are able to hang in there, grabbing 5th place with 3 kills. Boring Protocol coming in 6th this go around with 5 kills. 3 of those 5 came from Valig alone. 7th place is going to belong to the boys in Syndicate. We got Verratti with 2 kills, 1 kill from Ason. 8th place goes to the Illuminati. Even an 8th place stance is much needed improvement for them. Yes, they did win their last round, but in the overall standings, they had such a rough day yesterday that any sort of high placement is very much needed for them. They're going to take 8th place with 1 kill from King Hua. In 9th place, we got Yo with 1 kill from Jay. We got the Wall Street Bets grabbing 10th with 1 kill from Drago. Ogilvy taking 11th with 4 kills to their name. 12th is going to go to the hit list with 1 kill from Jack G. Godsent in 13th with 2 kills. Ghost not having as easy of a go around this time around. They're going to grab 14th with just 2 kills. In 15th, we had the Panthers. They were not having the best of luck this game, neither them nor Xset. They secure 15th place with 0 kills. And lastly, we have Xset in 16th with 0. Wow, what a day it's been. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think today was really kind of what we needed. After seeing yesterday and the day before, we saw that these teams can control zones, control terrain, do all of that. Today we saw that these teams can go for kills and play hard, and that was really, I think, what we needed. So I think it was a great day indeed.
Absolutely. And, again, I've said this before today, but I think that is something to be said that the team that was trailing heavily in last place for yesterday's standings was able to secure a victory today. That just goes to show not one of these teams is out of the picture. Not one of these teams is out of the ruling. Everybody is here for a reason. They have all earned their place here. And I don't want to rule Illuminati out of the picture just yet, because it's still very early.
Not at all. Especially, I want to see this leaderboard because they came up from a very low spot and have came up after that last game, that win. They got up pretty far.
And my, oh my, how the tables have turned. Dope able to climb up the leaderboard, working their way up to number 1, spot 1, with a very impressive 30 kills to their name. Amazing work by Dope Esports. In second place, we've got the Knights coming in with 23 kills. Ghost Gaming was able to secure a lead for the first 4 games, I believe. However, they did struggle with the past few games, not getting the placement points that they were hoping for, and thus far are knocked down to 3rd place for the overall standings today, but with 28 kills to their name. We've got Lazarus able to secure the last win of the night, bringing them back up top 4. Not bad at all. Xset trailing behind Lazarus with just 1 kill less, 20 kills to their name. 6th place so far for the day is going to go to Nova with 15. Illuminati faring much better. Let's give credit to where credit is due. There is the most improved award, and I think that goes to Illuminati for the day, taking 7th place with 14 kills. 19 Esports able to grab 8th place with 18 kills. Wall Street Bets in 9th with 10, and 10th going to Boring Protocol. Now, currently, this leaves Godsent having a rough day. They were only able to secure 7 kills for themselves. Yo not faring too much better, and same goes to Passion Fruit. But you know what? All 3 teams, Passion Fruit, Yo, and Godsent, have absolutely put up great performances in the previous days during certain matches. So this is just, there's no predictor right now. And that's my favorite part about this. This could go any direction, Swinns. Anybody could still be the winner of this.
Definitely. I mean, we saw B-Town as well. They came in a couple of the games in very bottom, but they are still able to come up into, I think, a 5th from bottom position. So even though they had some hard games, they still were able to secure themselves some really great points and still able to get themselves at least a day's worth, not just nothing,
Absolutely. Yeah, they are one of those teams that they're really going to go all out or or not at all. I feel like, you know, they haven't really held very much middle ground in terms of leaderboards, in terms of individual games. Not really. They're either up at the top or kind of trailing towards the end. And I think they're going to have to find a nice, healthy medium here if they're going to want to really hang in there towards the later ends of this league.
Yeah, I think after tomorrow, we will definitely start to see really where some placement's going to start to go. We saw in the beginning of today, the difference between second to fifth was only one number, but as the day progressed, at the end of the day today, we have a good spread now between second and third, third and fourth. So it's definitely going to be interesting tomorrow to see where these teams really kind of place at.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, you know, we've still got 2 more days this week of this event to get to. I'm just so excited for tomorrow to kick off. It can't come soon enough. And then coming next week, you guys, we got more action to go. And it's going to be Monica and ImPERium taking the reins for some amazing casting too. So that's something to look forward to. With that being said, guys, I don't want to waste too much of your time. We are going to be back tomorrow, same time, same place, getting into more action with the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational. So thank you guys so much for having tuned in. We love you. We appreciate you. See you tomorrow.